welcome back to another episode of the Other Team Podcast. Jacob Handy, Terrence Scott, Zachary Handy. Went full government name this week with Zach. I don't know why.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But as always, this episode is brought to you by 5-Star Vintage. Want fire jerseys? Vintage jerseys, retro gear, t-shirts, stuff you haven't seen in a while? 5starvintage.com is your best stop for everything. Go now, use our promo code OTHERTEAM, one word, and receive 15% off. I'm going to say it every week. It'll be the best ad and best code we probably arguably may ever give you as far as
better follow us.
Yeah. Don't forget to follow. You won't get the code unless you're listening and following and all that. So make sure you tune in every week because the code will change. You maybe save a couple bucks here, couple weeks later, you save a couple bucks again, whatever you want to do. But yeah, as far as clothing goes, this may be forever the best one we give you. Welcome back, guys, to another week.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's called me my government like that. It was before last time Dad was trying to beat my ass because I was in trouble. I didn't like it. It was like
I will
flashbacks.
say before we get started, shout out to the homie and happy birthday to the homie Ty.
Absolutely.
Juan Behrman, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the bro.
He was a fourth distant member. He was almost another team member, a part of the team.
He's our
really
consultant.
was here on ground level. Yeah. He was really here on ground level when we started putting this thing together a couple years back.
Shout out to the homie. Yes,
Okay, so I can't even. Last week I think we talked J. Cole, we talked video games the week before, but this week before the show started, we were really like opening that third eye, you know, and we were talking about like time and who thought of 24 hours because we need like 27 hours in a day. Then we started talking about Egyptians and sundials and how time came to be, and then all of a sudden I don't know how that led to the wilderness, and we brought up Bear Grylls and drinking pee out of a snake skin.
Still say that's fire.
Sterilizing water and dirty socks. And Terrence brought up a good question. You're going out to the wilderness and you got 3 items to carry with you. What are you going with? Terrence?
My mind, my left hand, and my right hand. No, I'm just kidding.
Zach's dead in 24 hours.
Yeah, we'll see Zach floating down the stream.
I want to know what Terrence, because he was the first one. He kind of was on this today, so it almost sounded like he had a plan. Terrence,
I do have a plan.
What are your 3 items in the wilderness?
Number 1, you gotta bring like an axe or like a hatchet type thing. You gotta have something to be able to cut down something. And I need a tarp.
Oh, I like where your head's at. Love where your head's at.
And the 3rd item I'm gonna think about, but those 2 items are with me.
I think you gotta have the obsidian or a fire starter thing.
Yeah,
what
obsidian's
is it?
not the fire starter. That's like the sharpest rock in the planet.
Oh yeah, right. But you know what I mean. The fire starter thing.
Flint.
Yeah, you need the flint. Because what if I'm somewhere where it's wet? I need something where I can easily get the sparks and get the fire started. Damn, I love the tarp though.
Yeah, you nailed it with the tarp because you got to have good shelter. And the axe.
Worst case scenario, I'm breaking pieces off that tarp to burn the tarp.
Yeah, no. You
I
don't want to burn that.
No, I don't know if I want to. I'm only getting 3 items. I don't know if I'm bringing what you said though, because I'm only getting 3. Yeah, I know. I get how important that is, but I don't know. I only get 3 items.
There's 3 keys to survival: shelter, fire, and a water source. Like you have to lock it down. You got to lock them down. Like the tarp was a banger. That's a slept on that not a lot of people are going to bring.
My 3rd item is something with water. I'm just trying to figure out like
no.
Because as long as you have the fire, as long as you have the
everywhere though.
But as long as you have the fire, you can sterilize all your water.
Exactly. And the world is covered in water, bro. It's like the world's 75% water. You're gonna find water.
I have yet to hear what you guys are bringing outside.
So you nailed it. I'm honestly bringing the tarp. I'm bringing the flint. I don't know if I really want to bring an axe. It just seems heavy to lug around. Like, if I have to,
like a hatchet is small, dude.
I saw one guy who had, and when I was watching Alone, and I immediately thought, this is what I'm bringing. It's like a shovel.
Oh yeah.
But he sharpened the edges, and it was like a shovel, an axe, a hunting tool. It became like this crazy multi-purpose, and it was really small. You know, it was only like yay big, and it was light. And I was like, this guy gets it. This guy gets it. And I'm carrying the flint. I have to because, I mean, I don't know if I got the
I don't know, but see,
I
now
got
I'm not rubbing two logs together. Like, I'm past those days. I'm not doing it.
I don't know.
I just don't
but
know
see,
if I
I
got that
might
in me.
be. Because, like, now,
No.
Jake, you're right, though. Because, like, what you just said, we're bringing, like, this long piece of wood with now that's like it's a shovel type thing. So now I'm thinking I could grind wood off of this and get those wood shavings now that I need to start this fire. So,
No.
like,
I mean,
we're
you
in
really
a while,
could-
man. We're
you-
getting resourceful. We getting
Absolutely.
mad resourceful.
I'm not above
so
anything,
it's like,
Zach. You're crazy. I'm not doing that. Like
like
no,
we
I'm
only
not
get
far
three
to do
items.
friction
Like,
fire.
we're only got 3 items. Like, if I'm bringing because you're right, that's that tool that can turn into a weapon, shovel, axe. That's amazing, but it's also gonna have like a wood handle. I'm imagining because
Yep.
So you can even shave that down, make it another end, and make that a spear on the other side. So many things you can do with that. I love that idea.
It
Man.
was pretty crazy. It was light, and like you said, it became a weapon. So and it's light, so like I could really, I can dig a trench if I have to for some reason, right? Like I got some type of predator that's been stalking my sight, so I dig a hole and cover it with like leaves and shit. And I got like spikes in the hole. Boom, falls. That's dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Bang. No
right.
energy exuded.
So to go even further, so we all agree we're basically going machete or axe, a tarp. Me and Jake are carrying a flint rock type thing for the fire starter. Terrence's third thing sounds like it might be like a canteen for his water.
I'm thinking
I don't
might
know.
have a canteen, but I'm like, I don't know how important I need
Man,
this canteen.
we got it. We can make a canteen out of wood.
I know I can make a.
You know what I'm saying?
with
I can make a cup.
coconut and-
Well, here's my thing.
I love how Terrence is putting himself tropical. Like, you know what? If I'm gonna be deserted, I'm gonna be coconuts
stop,
and
man.
a
Look
beach.
at my
Like-
castaway shit, man.
I picture myself in like the woods.
Yeah, I'm on a mountain.
Yeah, that's where I always. Think.
This is fucking cruise gone bad, and I'm now
Washed up on shore.
I am now on some deserted island. I don't even know how I got here because I ain't the best swimmer, and it's just lit. We're surviving now.
We more
Zoom
comfortable
riders are
trying to get fish, or are we more comfortable like hunting game with traps?
1,000% trying to get fish.
Yeah, because
I
like
don't want to run into the game either.
What this fool just said, I was thinking when he said it, like, damn, Jake, that's gnarly. He said, set up a trap with spikes under it
I've
to
been
where it
watching
falls
it.
and kills itself. And I'm like, damn, that's gonna work. But wow,
Oh,
just
I'm
imagine
telling you.
walking up to see this animal just fucking destroyed off that. Like,
You want to hear some crazy shit?
Tough.
I seen this guy on a loan shoot a big ass buffalo, bro, full size big ass buffalo. Shoots it with an arrow from deep, bangs it, and follows it for like 3 miles while it's just like leaking blood. Follows it on foot, and then when that fool slows down, and is like, "Damn, I'm leaking. I'm tired." After like 2-3 miles, this fool has like a hand knife, bro, only something like this big, a few inches, and he's literally, running up, like shank the buffalo and like run circles around it, and like the buffalo is like too gassed and winded, like, and he does that shit for like 40 minutes and kills a full buffalo with nothing but a knife and a bow. I was like, bro, that's crazy to hunt some
That
game
dude's
like that.
badass, but I don't got that in
Bro,
me.
they're like in the frozen tundra and shit, bro, or like somewhere super cold. This fool's like digging a hole in the ground as like an ice box, kept all the meat, skinned it. He had a big old buffalo fur. He took the
this
head
dude's
off,
gnarly.
planted it on like a stake in front of his shelter. I was like, dude, this guy's a maniac. Like,
Oh, no,
what
that
the
dude's psycho, actually.
Bro, he's crazy. I couldn't believe he did this. It was so
Oh,
crazy.
shit.
I was
Yeah, I
like,
don't got
that's
that
what
in
I aspire to be. That's what I want to do in the world. That's
I'm-
crazy.
I aspire to be like fucking Tom Hanks on Castaway. I don't got that in me. You on some Revenant shit? I can't do that, man.
Bro,
if I could learn how to
crazy.
tie knots, like actual knots, I mean, I got all kinds of traps locked in my
Way
brain
too much
from
Red
watching
Dead
alone.
Redemption for you, Zach.
Man, I think even after seeing that though, I'm going the fish route. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could just
I don't
tie.
got that
If you
in
find
me.
some string or whatever, you could just tie it to the end of a stick, and you got like at least a shitty fish pole to try to catch something. I don't know.
Depending on
You
where
could
you're
set
at.
up you set the rocks up, and they swim in, and then they can't get back out. That little.
So
fish
how long
trap
can
thing.
you guys last in the wild? Do you think, like realistically? You know, I drop you over
Realistically,
there with
I
like
know what-
not just 3 items. I drop you out there with like a backpack full of shit that's like survival items. What are you guys thinking?
Week max.
Yeah,
I think food's going to be so hard for me to find. I think
every day.
every day to be able to find food like that. Like water, obviously you'll probably be able to get, but
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You think you're getting food for
2
2
weeks
weeks,
to a
big
month.
dog?
2 weeks to a month.
You're not.
Ooh,
lasting
a month is
You're
month
out
is
of-
crazy.
That's more out of pocket than me saying I'm training for Ninja
No, it's
Warrior.
not.
in
No,
6
it's
months.
not.
No, it's
No,
not.
'cause you're
First
not
off,
athletic.
yeah,
Fuck no.
I'm like, no, it's not. I don't think I've ever seen you do 3 pull-ups, and you're telling me you're gonna do the wall on American Ninja Warrior. Cut me a break, like. Jess is like,
I have no response to that. Like that.
I was under the impression we were all friends here.
like
My athletic ability just got absolutely torched.
Well, you brought it up. Honestly, you're the one bringing it up.
Derek's just said he's gonna survive for a month.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that. That's crazy. Here's what's crazy.
2 weeks. 2 weeks realistically. 2
Yeah.
weeks.
The calorie count
think I could do 2 weeks.
gets gnarly too, because you can't exert yourself once your calorie count gets to a tough position and you're having a hard time with food. That's where it sucks. And it's like also you get to a point where like the game around you starts to move with the seasons, right? Like you go from fall to spring or whatever, the game that you're hunting is going to move. And now you have this like solidified shelter. You have to either make a decision to find new game in the area or you have to like follow the game. That's where it really gets tough. That's why I couldn't last like more than a few weeks, like really like a month maximum. Like if I got lucky and found like a bunch of food or something so I could last a month, once the game around me moves, I'm done. I'm so torched.
My ego is just taking a shot for this whole episode.
Yeah, you better bust out like 600 push-ups after this, dude. You fucking.
I've been doing 100 push-ups at least every day this month. I get no recognition around
How
here.
you feeling? How your arms?
I hate it here. I hate it here. I don't even care to talk to you about it anymore.
All right, it's fine.
Speaking of survival, day one, NBA playoffs yesterday. Clippers survive. Celtics won. I don't know if they didn't survive. They won. Raptors absolutely beat the brakes off of Brooklyn. Denver survived a little bit. I mean, they took a 57-point punch in the mouth from Donovan Mitchell. Once again, I'm just fired with these transitions. We don't practice these, by the way, and I just come in banging survival transitions.
57 Donovan Mitchell, though.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
Top
slandered
story,
that
though,
man.
That is great. I don't want to overshadow that, but I think the top story, who we are, has got to be KP ejection, the Clipper game.
That's fine.
There was a lot
I
of
highly
it
disagree with that being top.
Yeah, I think the 57 is more important. I'd rather lead there, honestly. Yeah, bro, 57 in the playoffs, Jacob. 57.
That's top 3 all time.
Luka just set a record, most points ever in a playoff debut.
And he just scored top 3 all time fucking scoring in a playoff.
They just put a graphic up and that shit said Wilt, Elgin Baylor, and Donovan Mitchell. Like, what?
Well,
What?
I mean,
Jordan, whoever. Like, are you serious?
I'm all about democracy, so we will lead with Utah 2-1. I am all
I'm
about
just
this.
saying, like, I'm just gonna shout Donovan Mitchell out because
On me.
we did that overrated list and he was on there. And like we said, it
Not on
wasn't
mine.
necessarily guys like who sucked and whatnot, but because I don't think he sucks and everything. Because like obviously not putting up 57 and everything, but
Didn't know he had that.
I didn't think he had that in him. But I did walk away with a player count for him, and I talked about this with Jacob yesterday. He does remind me a lot of D Wade though. Like
I can
they're
see
both
that.
smaller guards who have like long arms and are athletic as hell.
Find a way to
And
get that little
dominate the
fade away.
Dominate the mid range and paint, and somewhat can shoot threes, but that's not really what they do. Because
No.
like yesterday, Mitchell was like 6 of 17 from 3, but he had 57. Like just think if he could shoot the ball, dude would have had like 80.
Yeah, for
I
real.
mean, he had some crazy shots in that game. I came away from that game knowing this. Jamal Murray is
Oh, shit.
every bit as talented as almost, I mean, obviously not any guard. We're going to give Dame and Steph their obvious respect. But Jamal Murray will go toe-to-toe with the best of them in this league. I mean, there's no moment too big for him. I'm starting to realize he's got countless big shots this year down the stretch of games against really good opponents. And that game was Utah's for the taking. And Jamal Murray in the last 8 minutes of that final
Took
quarter
over.
And then, you know, he just he willed it. He willed it to happen, and it fed off on Joker as soon as Jamal started hitting his shots and getting better in that game in that fourth quarter. Joker hit really big shots and made some really big plays. Like Donovan Mitchell is great. He
Shout
wasn't
out to
on
all
my
the young talent. It's so much in the NBA. Dude, it's wild.
Absolutely.
Like,
Donovan wasn't on my underrated, so like, did I think he'd go for 57 in the playoffs? No, but I thought he was really good. So like, I came away with that more like, damn, Jamal Murray really, it wasn't his night. It was Donovan Mitchell's night. And he just stole it from him, just right out from under him. That stood out for me with the Jamal Murray thing in that game for sure.
I think Jamal Murray, and I don't know if like I didn't believe this, but I think the more I watch Denver in big games and the more I see them in the playoffs, him and Joker are great compliments. Like,
man, they fit together.
They fit together so well, and you could tell like they enjoy the way each other plays off of each other, and I just think like the continuity there is something to be had because they're going to be together for a while. Like, I don't see any reason why Denver's splitting that up at all anytime soon. I love watching them play. Like, there's nothing like a good big and guard relationship that works so well. That's one thing I took away is like that team is going to be hard to beat because those guys, when your two stars can just work so well together and you can just see it, it makes you tough. Like just like we've been doubting the Lakers, but at the end of the day, like LeBron and AD work well together. They don't look clunky out there, and that makes it scary. Same with Jamal and Joker. They look good together. It doesn't look clunky.
What makes Denver so scary to me is the fact that they have so much talent. Like, and their two stars, like you said, to your point, their two stars fit so well together, but also so does all their draft pieces that they fit. I mean, put together, like Porter is perfect for what they're going to do. Man. If he really does turn into what everyone thinks he's going to, he fits perfectly for what they're doing.
And I was tweeting about it. There's two dudes from that Denver team that like I was thinking immediately to Terrence, Torrey Craig and Monty Morris. Those are two guys Terrence has said since day one, like these guys are continuously getting better. And like
I love Monty Morris.
Oh my God. But both of them are so like, they don't look like they're like the moment's too big for them or like the, oh my gosh, I'm like a crappy guy on this team and I got to play my part. Like they just look like they're ready for the NBA. They look like they can play the part now and they've grown up. That's the only way I can put it. They've grown up so well. And those are two guys that you've always liked. I know definitely Morris since Iowa State. We've all been a fan of his, but like
that fool in the Final Four. Stupid.
Watching them early on Denver when Denver first kind of hit the cusp of like becoming this team in the league, those were two guys that Terrence was always kind of backing. Like, watch out, those guys are big for this team. They'll probably come around. They are great. Every year they get better.
What's crazy?
Torrey Craig is locked down.
Oh yeah, he's a really good.
And he can shoot. He's starting to shoot it now. He learned how to shoot.
PJ Tucker. He's gonna be like PJ Tucker.
What's crazy about Denver to me? Look at all those names we've just named: Torrey Craig, Morris, MPJ, Murray, Jokic, and they have a savvy veteran in Paul Millsap, who down the stretch of that game, Utah was really taking it to him, and Joker was getting locked up, and Murray was having trouble getting shots. And what a part in that game that got them back in it was like, well, yeah, they went right to Millsap like 4 times because they didn't have anybody to guard him. They had that rookie who was in there. And it was just like deer in the headlights. And he had nothing. He had nothing for Paul Millsap. And it's like that guy he just hides. He just hides there because you got so much firepower.
Bo didn't even play. That man didn't even get a minute.
And that's looking like it's, to me, I think we all picked Denver to play the Clippers next round. And it does worry me. That is an incredibly tough opponent to get past right there in that second round. Any last thoughts on Denver, Utah?
I think.
Where's Gary Harris? Is he hurt?
Yeah. Him and Will Barton were in polos. They must be banged up. They didn't play. The only thing I have to say is like
Will Barton.
I'm saying they still got next to the Clippers. To me, they're the deepest team in the league, and you could probably make a good case that they're just as deep, or maybe even deeper than the Clippers. I mean,
Brooklyn too. When Brooklyn gets healthy, they're actually.
Oh my God, I love that Brooklyn team. Yeah, they lost big, but I don't think that score is indicative of how hard they fight, and I don't think a lot of games are going to get out of hand like that in that series. I see more games being pretty close in that series because that Brooklyn team's really well coached.
I don't know.
Yeah, real quick on Brooklyn, I don't trust them at all. Like, even when their stars come back, like, they got two guys
really?
I don't know. Like, no, they got great players. Like, KD and Kyrie are amazing, but I don't think that's going to work. Like, the mentality of the team now that they have are guys that, like, grind and get it in. That ain't what those guys are about.
Yeah. Worried about the culture change when the stars come back. It's kind of similar to the situation the Clippers found themselves in when they had the team that kind of no one expected, went on a good run late, caught some respect, became gritty, became a little grindy, and then now you have these new guys coming in to like kind of stabilize the franchise. Are they going to be able to stay gritty? Stay grinding. For the Clippers, they got grindy stars to kind of come in there and gritty stars, which made it real easy. And I think to your point, that's not really KD and Kyrie's MO. So it's interesting to see kind of who adapts to who and how they make it mesh. I think that's a fair point. Yeah. I do like the way they're coached, though. I was worried about when they lost Atkinson because I think he's a great coach, but Jacques Vaughn is great, and these guys are really fighting hard.
No disrespect to Brooklyn. They got their asses torched last night, and I don't want to get carried away on Brooklyn. When we had a classic doozy of a game one with a lot of storylines between the Clippers and Dallas, a lot of officiating that we really wish didn't happen.
Soft.
KP gets ejected. Clippers low-key survive. PG and Kawhi were everything you could ask for and more. I think we should get right into the KP ejection. It was an incredibly soft ejection, but as we discussed, in my eyes, like KP has to be more aware in my eyes in that situation. Was it a horrible tech? Absolutely. So were the first 2 techs in that game on Paul and the first one on KP. All incredibly, like it's game 1 of the playoffs in the bubble. The referees have to have way more awareness of like what you're in right now. There's no crowd. Like the competitiveness of the games that we were watching is a whole new level of basketball that like the officiating has to have like some wherewithal, and they obviously didn't. But like I said,
they were not about the. Do you guys think they was about to fight? Do you really think?
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. But that's what I'm saying.
Even
though.
do you really think even shoves were about to break out? Those guys weren't even.
Yeah,
really
I mean,
shoving each
maybe
other.
Morris
shoves
is
are
down
nothing.
to shove. Morris is gonna shove somebody. Like he's a psycho.
But this is all I'm
Morris
saying.
got
Like
hands probably, though.
it wasn't.
like he got hands.
It wasn't KP getting fouled by Morris, or like KP came over to interject himself in that situation, which is a great thing a leader should do. But also as a leader of that team, you got to be heady and know like these refs are on bullshit. They've been on bullshit for 2 quarters already. They already gave me a bullshit tech. They gave P a bullshit tech. If I go interject myself into a situation where I could get a tech, that's just not being heady. At least to me, that's my bid on it.
I agree.
You guys go ahead.
I can agree with that. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my grave saying that was soft as shit.
Oh,
KP,
yeah.
stand up for your teammates all day, any day. That's the star of your team. They're trying to punk him. As a big man, you're always been taught defend your guards 100%.
Terrence,
So
what do you
go in
tell
there, put your head-
KP after the game when you go in there?
Good
You're
luck,
down,
my guy.
down
You're
one.
Rick Carlisle.
You're
If
Rick
I'm in the
Carlisle.
league, if I'm Rick Carlisle, I'm dapping him up, and if I'm Luke, I'm paying his fine. Like, man, fuck off.
Really?
I
Even
need
in
you
the
to do
playoffs like that?
In the playoffs, 100%. That's my guy. He stuck up for me 100%.
If I'm Rick Carlisle,
Now,
I'm not looking at KP bad.
If I'm looking at KP now, I'll tell Rick Carlisle just the same shit Jake said. Like, you do gotta understand the moment.
Yeah.
Don't lose your head and whatnot. But I'm not mad that you stuck up for your guy.
If I'm
Okay.
Rick Carlisle, I walk away from that conversation. Like I said, Terrence just said it right. Like you have to be more aware. But at the end of that conversation, I'm looking at him and saying, "Way to stick up for your boys." Bang.
Yeah, I'd be more mad that like you kind of didn't.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like if that kept continuously happening and nobody's ever stepping up for Luka, that would be a storyline. Like, well, his teammates don't have his back. Well, plot twist: the moment you got in his face, I had his back. So that shit ain't gonna happen in game 2, in game 3. So he nipped that right in the butt. My only thing, if I would honestly tell him, if you're gonna get thrown out for a reason, then. But
Yeah, like really go in there and do something then.
yeah,
Like really.
go in there and actually shove this guy. Like, don't throw a punch if you get suspended, but go in there and actually throw some McGregor fucking shoulder bumps or something. I don't know, but
I don't understand how we're here yet again. It's been one day of NBA playoffs, and here we are again, like talking about refs not understanding
They
the moment.
suck.
Dude, it drives me. It's crazy to
Forever.
me. Like,
just wait till the NFL starts. We'll get to them too.
how do you like if you're an NBA ref, that means you've been reffing basketball forever.
For a while.
You know, you're amongst the most respected and the best,
Best of
supposedly
said.
in the world, right? How can you not understand the moment? Like you got to be thinking the whole day as a ref, right? Like, hey, I'm going to ref the NBA playoffs today. Like I'm reffing the playoffs. You got to think most refs at some point in their life played some sports, you know, played some basketball. They've understood the intensity that the game brings just alone itself, let alone when you're actually playing for something like an NBA championship and a playoff. I just don't get how they could be so quick on the trigger. And I don't want to hear nobody giving me, I already know I'm going to have some umpire officials listening to the podcast or something. They're going to be like, well, the letter of the law states when you
The hell with the letter. Of
when you punch the
Everything's
air,
subjective.
blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, how many times do we watch a game and there are refs that actually understand the moment and they give the guys a little leash, right? The guy gets upset, waves his hands, does something, but he walks away from the situation and he lets it go. Those refs are good. Like, I don't get how can you be so quick on a technical foul in the playoffs as a ref? I just don't get it. Like, it literally baffles me.
How you throw stars out? Like,
I'm
damn.
saying, like, come on.
That wasn't Kleber. That was Porzingis, dog. Do you realize who you threw out? Like now you're
I hate
in the
that.
headlines. Like
And then they're
now
gonna
you
get
just
the
put yourself in
whole-
the headlines.
And now you're going to get the whole, like, well, no one deserves special treatment. Everyone's got to be officiated the same. Cut me a break and be
That
real
ain't
with
life.
this shit. Be real with this shit, man. We're all here to have the best product on the floor. And you're there to not make sure that the best product on the floor stays on the floor, but you're there to make sure, like, it goes as smooth as possible. And, like, You're not there to take people out of the game just because people are getting riled up. Like to me, that's not the job of a ref, especially in the playoffs. It's to make sure the game stays as competitive as possible, as fair as possible, and to like just understand the moment and safe as possible and understand the moment when you're making these decisions, dude. Like we're not in game 42. Yeah, if I'm in game 42 at Staples Center and KP walks himself into the situation and like you throw him out, whatever, who cares? Playoffs, get your head on straight, ref, and understand that like the product is what matters. Like both teams want each other's best punch in the playoffs. Make sure that happens. Do your best to make sure that happens. Unless someone's acting outlandish, and no one was acting outlandish.
Zach, are you okay?
No, I'm fired up. I have 2 cups of coffee.
I'm with Zach.
Fired up.
I'm ready to put my.
And get Steve Javie off ESPN. No, I'm just kidding.
Steve Javie went in there and jumped right in front of the bus.
He always got the goddamn refs back. I'm like, stop laying down for these dudes. They ain't gonna lay down for you, Javie.
Mark Jackson was basically like, fuck out of here with that, dude. We all watch. You guys
in the most respectful way possible. Yeah. I love Mark Jackson about it.
He was like, with all due respect. The man, the king of with all due respect.
Other than the KP thing, the game was kind of nuts. Clippers opened up 10-0, 18-2, ran all-out blitz. Anybody who plays Madden, they ran spinner for the first fucking 7 possessions of defense. Completely came out, and then the game completely flipped on its head, and it went 48-18 run in favor of Dallas. Clippers found themselves down 10, down 3 at the half, and then the third quarter started. KP incident happens. Game turns a little. Clippers really locked in, only gave up 13 points in the third. Other than KP, reactions of the game is really what I want to know.
Dallas can't beat the Clippers. Like, they're not going to win that game. They shot the hell out of the ball and still lost. Like, they're not going to shoot the ball like that every game, and they're not going to win. But Luka's nice, man, and he's going to have a lot of turnovers because he's young. Because I want to go on a quick little rant real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
With all due respect.
I just went hard on the NBA refs. Your turn to go.
With Rick Bucher, because I heard him this morning on Colin, and he just said some blasphemous shit. He was talking about that, like, Luka isn't really athletic enough to be this franchise player, and that it showed in this game, and that's why he has these turnovers. And I'm like, man, that's ridiculous. He was like, he's a crafty player who gets to his spots and gets to his spots and whatnot, but more athletic players can get him out of his game. And it's like, dude, he's in year 2, and this man is already dominating. I wouldn't say dominating, but he's getting to his spots and getting what he has to do. Like, yeah, he's turning the ball over, but also, look, they don't have anybody else to take the ball out of his hands. He's setting up everything there. Who the hell did they even start at point guard? I know they don't start Trey Burke. Who is it? Brunson?
Is that Luka? Isn't he
Shit, Luka might start at the 1. Whatever, they need another guard because Tim Hardaway's
Brunson's
not
not even in the bubble.
Damn, so was he? There you go, right there. Well, get off of him. He has nobody else to set the offense up.
Hey, Rick, I'm sorry that in his second year and first playoff game ever, he had to go up against
Kawhi
Leonard
and
Paul George.
Like,
sorry,
it really
he is athletic though.
Like, not really, but it doesn't matter though. Like,
he ain't jumping out the gym, but like, he's strong. No one moves Kawhi Leonard, and we all saw him get Kawhi in the air with the pump fake. Brush him off, push Kawhi back, and created space for a bucket. Like, you don't do that against Kawhi Leonard.
What, 20?
Strong and athleticism
21.
are 2 different things. Zach.
21. So all Luka needs to do is continue to grow and get in the gym. He's young. He's a kid. So I don't want to hear that he's not athletic in any situations in his first playoff game against the Clippers. Yes, he struggled against the Clippers all season, but that's just one team. Like, what are we going to say? This man struggled against the whole league? Look at his numbers.
Who doesn't struggle against the Clippers?
But it's just so fucking crazy to me that he said that. Like, I can't believe he really tried to say in this man's first playoff game, yes, he had 10 turnovers and he wasn't getting to his spot with as ease. Well, why should he? It's the playoffs, and he's the best player on the floor for their team. So the Clippers, who have arguably the 2 best perimeter defenders in the game, as well just let this man get to his spots without any friction. Like, that was just so stupid to me. Like, I ain't even a Luka fan like that, but this boy's like in year 2 and nasty as shit. Like, shut up.
Like, you were texting us last night. You're like, it's crazy. This guy's in year 2 and nearly unguardable. Like, you really
Superman vision.
Dude's coming down, bro. Getting to the paint with ease. Like, yes, he's causing turnovers because he's young and he has the ball in his hands at all points. Shit, James Harden turns the ball over a lot. It happens.
Braun's been known to turn the ball over a lot in big games because he's got the usage is so high. Like you said, like every time down the floor, they're making the play. Like, everything is running through them. Like, shit, dude, if I make 200 passes, I'm being dramatic, but like shit, if I make 200 passes tonight because every offensive possession starts and almost ends with me, yeah, there's gonna be some turnovers in there, dude. Like, sorry,
my player game.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna have my turnovers.
One thing I took away is I loved the Clippers' approach to the game. Like, start out like you said with the all-out blitz. Luka's got 5 turnovers in like 2 minutes. Beverly's hounding them. I liked the approach that the Clippers took. I mean, I guess everyone probably.
Why let up then?
I don't know if they let up. I think they got
just
punched back. I think they got punched back is what it was.
That's
And when
it.
they got
I'll
punched
tell you
back,
exactly
they kind of had to. When they got punched back, they lost their rhythm offensively because the 18-2 run was predicated on easy buckets. It was lots of turnovers, lots of transition, like getting into easy flow. Once the Mavericks cut that off and punched back, the Clippers had to go run offense with a team they haven't ran a lot of offense with lately because they wanted to do the flip the switch thing and have guys out all the time. And I think that they got stymied right there. And when Dallas punched back, they had to find offensive rhythm that they couldn't find for a while.
They had Bev, Y, and P all got in a little bit of foul trouble in that first half, and you had a Reggie Jackson, Lou Williams lineup out there, which just had no defense. So you were hoping to match offense really the whole time until you got Bev and all those guys, your defensive stoppers, back on the floor. And I mean, good God, Reggie Jackson.
I don't want to see Bev on
so
Luka,
he was so. I agree. I want size. I don't want like the aggressiveness. I want size. I want like a Morris, Kawhi, PG. I want size on Luka.
Those 3 should guard him. Morris, Kawhi,
But
and PG.
Reggie Jackson came in, and I swear to God, he thought his jersey was white. I mean, he was so god awful. Okay, if your shots aren't dropping, that's fine. Play your defense. I'm not asking you to lock up. I'm asking you to handle your assignments. Make your rotations. I mean, he
Bill
was
Belichick, do your job.
Yeah, no, seriously, like, funnel them where you're supposed to funnel them. Nobody's asking you to go be a defensive stopper, Reggie. And it was just like getting blown by, late on a rotation. He was so god awful. Obviously, Lou Will's not there for defense. Lou Will played fine offensively last night. I thought he looked really good. Facilitated the fucking shit out of the ball.
Wow,
I
that's a
mean,
cold world.
One of the
Yeah, I just got that too, Terrence. Breaking
My
news
bad,
when we
Jay.
get to NFL. Don't worry. Breaking news when we get to NFL. That's a cold damn world.
That's why they punched back like that, and the Clippers couldn't score. They couldn't score with that lineup out there, and they couldn't get a stop. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. That's one of the things. One thing I took away, Ivica Zubac, he wakes up when he sees Dallas on the schedule, and he just knows it's going to be a great day. He just knows
That dude might be an all-star eventually.
I've been preaching it.
I don't think it'll be on the Clippers. It's a good point, Terrence. I don't think we don't run a system for him to be an all-star on our team, but I think the skill is there.
You know who he kind of reminds me of was the dude across the hall in Bynum. He reminds me kind of Bynum.
So he wakes
Got to
up
expand it a little more, though.
Eats there. He knows he's eating. It's every time he sees Dallas, they don't got nobody to stop him. Absolutely, he's tipping balls everywhere, offensive rebounds, dunks, this, that, the other.
He's just good around the rim.
And the other thing is, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are everything we've expected them to be, and they showed right there. Kawhi Leonard led the team in points, assists, rebounds. I mean, I don't know if you could really look at that game and think like, yeah, did they get a little bit of luck with KP getting ejected? Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, as a lifelong Clipper fan, it does feel slightly good to be on the other end of some goofy playoff luck. Typically, the Clippers are not on the end of that. It happens. That's the playoffs. That's what happens.
I'd rather see everyone healthy, though.
Absolutely. If KP stays in that game, I don't know if the outcome is different. I don't know.
I can agree there too.
Clippers have beat them almost every game this year. I believe that's the 4th straight time the Clippers have beat the Mavs. Are you really going to sit here and look me in my eyes and tell me the Mavs are better and should be winning that game?
I will say their offense, the way the Clippers play offense, is problematic for the playoffs. So it's a lot of iso ball. It's a lot of pick and roll. And when your stars aren't being stars, that shit could be a problem.
I like this, though, on that, because I agree with you. That's exactly how they run offense. But I will say this. Kawhi's not working tonight. We're going to P. P's not working tonight. I now got Marcus Morris I could go to, who finally is really, really coming around, and he looked phenomenal last night. God forbid, not even Marcus's shot is dropping. Okay, I got Lou in the bag. Like,
you don't have that point guard. It just scares me.
Yes, I agree.
Usually when your star, this is just my preference on hoops, and because I'm a guard, but usually when your stars don't play well, you always want that guard who's like, man, let's slow this down. I can get us a bucket. I can keep us in this game. And that's what scares me about this team. I've said it all season. They don't have that guard. Like Lou Williams isn't that guard.
He's a bucket getter.
Like, it's just not. That's just not who he is. Like, yeah, he's a bucket getter, but it's just not what I'm looking for. Like, honestly, if they have Monte Morris, man, I will be so happy for that Clipper team. But it doesn't matter. They're still gonna win the series. But it scares me for like later on in the playoffs that if your stars aren't being stars, it can get weird.
Yeah, okay. It definitely can.
So today's matchups, we already had upset number 1 of the playoffs. Orlando just took it straight to the Bucks. Vucevic was absolutely the man. I think we're all interested in the 2 Western matchups tonight. First, you got OKC Houston, and then obviously Dame time versus LeBron James. First Laker playoff game in God
6
knows
years.
How many years. It's been a long time.
Let's start with the first game.
Yeah, I'll let you guys take it away. Whatever you really want to talk about, I would like to get into those.
I don't like that Houston has to come in here on half a leg.
Isn't Brody playing?
No, I don't. Last time I saw no Brody.
I thought it was on first game. The Bucks game.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about first Western Conference game.
Yeah,
I mean,
we just really cared about the Western games. My bad.
I'm definitely shocked that the Bucks lost that game. We can go there real quick. Anyone who saw the brackets that we put out, right? We all did the playoff bracket. We put them out there. Visit the other team page on Twitter to go view who we had doing what. But I have
send us your brackets as well.
Exactly. You could post your brackets there as well. Send us yours. We love to talk about them and share them on Twitter. But I have the Celtics eventually beating Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I kind of never felt like that at all this year. I've kind of thought the Bucks had it solidified to represent the East for the majority of the year. Even in the bubble, I kind of felt like that. But towards the end of the bubble, a couple games in, I don't have a good feeling about the Bucks. And Giannis played great today. So I was joking in the group chat earlier when they were losing, like, oh yeah, I'm about to go off and say some dumb shit on Giannis. But like, he played good today. You know, he did his thing. And even Terrence mentioned, like, man, he made threes today. Like, he's opening the bag. That's trouble. I will say the only thing that troubles me is like when he gets into these close games, he still doesn't have like a go-to move when you let him go try to win you the game, other than like put my shoulder and get to the rim.
Bully ball.
I don't always trust that. I worked for LeBron for a while, but LeBron actually has a lot of jumpers for game winners because he actually eventually developed a jumper.
Because they let him.
It's something about when it's going to get – I'm not worried about Milwaukee with Orlando. Sure, Orlando, you took game 1, big deal. I am fully confident.
Didn't the Bucks do this last year? Didn't they drop game 1 last year?
Bucks love to get really interesting in the playoffs, even when they're really well like this. I will say this though. Yes, Giannis is great. I don't trust. Not only do I not trust Giannis at the end of the game, but I don't really trust Giannis's supporting cast around him in these big games regardless. Like, I'm not the biggest Middleton guy. I told you guys he was on my overrated list last week or the week before when we did those, and he came out today in game 1, and he wasn't very great at all. I think he had like 12 points, and he shot like 4 of 17 or something. Like, he had a bad clip, and I'm like, this is the Robin. You've always been the Robin, and they're still asking you to be that, and I just don't always see it with him, not in these playoff games. So that's where I get worried about with Milwaukee. Whereas I see Boston, and they're like a well-oiled machine to me. And if they make it to the ECF, I anticipate they'll be rolling. And with that coaching, scoring, they have more guys that I trust to go get important buckets, as opposed to Milwaukee, who I think kind of has to wear you down throughout the game and beat you throughout the game. And if it's close, I'm going to trust Celtics over Milwaukee late.
That's the thing about Middleton, in my opinion. Like, he's not a Robin. Like, he's a really good player, but he'll be the butler. Like, he's the third guy.
He's a boss.
No, it's just whatever the butler's name in Batman is, that's who Middleton is. Yeah, Alfred. He's Alfred. Like, Alfred was important as hell, but
absolutely,
he's not Robin. So they need to find a Robin to Giannis, because Giannis is going to leave. He doesn't have enough talent there to keep this man to stay, especially with them not giving him the ball in late game situations and letting him try to be great and be special.
Yeah.
At this point, what, you want me to pass to this guy, Middleton, who's broke as shit? You want me to pass to Bledsoe? Like, no. Give me the damn ball. Let me make the play, or I'm going to end up in Golden State and just ruin the league.
I don't want to get ahead of myself and, like, slander Giannis, but I will say I'm losing confidence in him the more the season has gone on.
17 rebounds?
Yeah, man, and he's great, but it's like when I watch him, like I said, it's hard for me to see him to just, like, win a game and pull out the whole bag, because I don't know what his whole bag is yet. I think his whole bag isn't very
I don't know
deep,
either. I say this,
you know, so it's like when we get down now I gotta make predictions, and I gotta tell people how I think the game's gonna go. And I gotta be honest, like, Bucks scare me because their best player, I don't know if I fully trust him yet, and I don't want to call him overrated, and I don't want to slander him, but I just don't know if I trust him yet.
That's all fair. Because like even with me, like if I coach Giannis and like it's the late game situation, I'm gonna tell him go win us a game, and I'm gonna turn around and be like, Lord help me.
It's gonna be that you're gonna have to look at the crowd and wait for them to react because I couldn't watch when I tell him to go win the game. I'd be that.
I'm gonna
nervous.
just keep saying what I always say, and I'm gonna tell him like special players make special plays, and I'm gonna keep telling him that, and I'm gonna be scared as hell because I'm gonna hope he lives up to that, but. Because I don't know what his bag is. We don't know what it is. You give Giannis the ball at the top of the key with 12 seconds to go, down 2.
What does he do?
Bully ball?
He's going straight at you, I guess.
Weak crossover, putting left shoulder down, going right hand to the rim. We all know it's coming.
Down 2, I probably would like him to do that, though. Down 1 as well. But regardless, it's like he's not going to give you a good move, I don't think, yet at this point in his career. But who knows? That's my whole thing is I want to see him do it, and they need to start letting him do it.
First and foremost, can we put a little respect on Alfred J. Pennyworth? That the butler's name? The
My
butler's
bad.
name?
I knew.
Former British Secret Service, whatever the hell you call those people. Absolute
M13?
Psychomaniac. Yeah,
See?
former M13.
That's Chris Middleton.
Fucking
Put some respect on Middleton's name. My bad.
Been stitching up Bruce Wayne's broken bones for fucking 100 years now. Okay, just want a little respect on.
This fool said Alfred J. Pennington. I'm like, who is he coming off the bench for?
Pennyworth.
I was like, what? I was like, what?
Who the fuck is Pennington?
That's Chad Pennington's cousin.
Hey, also, you said he's stitching. You said he's
Pennyworth. His name is not Pennington.
You said he's stitching his broken bones. He's a terrible medic. He's a terrible medic.
That's how badass Batman is, bro.
It's stitching broken bones.
Second off, let's pump the brakes a little. Yes, I agree, Zach. I said this when we talked about Giannis during one of those bubble games. I forget who they played. I think it was Houston, maybe. And he had like a terrible possession to kind of win the game, and we were like, God, that looked awful. and I remember we did the overrated list, and I said I had question mark names: James Harden because I hate on James Harden. We all knew that was hate. And then I said Giannis. Because I said Giannis, and I said because I could see it happening sooner rather than later because the bag isn't all the way there. But let's pump the brakes. Orlando Vucevic, as great as he is, and I agree, he's probably, like I said, he's. I always talk that Drew Holiday's on that like most overrated list or underrated list.
Oh, he's there, for sure.
Vucevic is on that list.
20 and 10 every
year.
As
much as I love him, he's not going to get 33 and 15 again every game. Okay, it's just not going to happen.
Did Aaron Gordon play?
No, Aaron Gordon did not play. And Fournier barely even scored in that game. He didn't even score in the first half. That's actually what's really crazy about that game. But yeah, Middleton's going to be more Robin than Alfred J. Pennyworth more times than not, especially against Orlando. Can we pump the brakes on the morning game, game 1 of the playoffs? Just a little bit. Brook Lopez is not going to go 0 for 4 every game. He's going to be out there yopping threes from like 26 feet, more times than not, especially against the Magic. Let's just pump the brakes. They had a bad showing today. Everybody breathe. The Bucks may win the next 4 games by an average of 14.
Probably.
Nobody would be surprised.
Most likely. It's probably what's going to happen.
So
but I will say this.
Brakes, and we'll see them against Miami or Indiana. I think I don't know. We all picked Miami, I think.
Yeah.
I have Miami in a tight 7-game series.
Agreed. So they're going to see them, and they'll probably – I don't know who – Jimmy's going to do his best to keep Giannis out the paint, but really nobody can,
I will say this. Looking at Orlando, I want to shout 2 people out. Shout out to Long Beach State as well. James Ennis, my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
At 11 today. I like his game. He's just a utility player. Shout out to James. And shout out to the guy I've been saying should have been on the Clippers, being that point guard that I was asking for. DJ Augustine came off the bench with 11 and 11.
Okay. It was something about they wanted Augustine.
That man's ready for the playoffs, man.
But it was something about you can't get a walker through the facility or something. I don't know. I read it in a press memo. Something about
Augustine ain't old like that. Relax. You slandering.
He's still nice. You got footage of Augustine in a Bobcats jersey.
32.
The show got a lot of minutes on those legs. A lot of minutes. That's an old man.
That is very true. Played with a Mecca Okafor.
Boy's been nice since Texas. I'm not slandering him.
Facts. He played with Audrey, Texas.
Yeah, let's pump our brakes a little on the.
Play with TJ Ford? No, I'm just kidding.
Hell no. Shout out to TJ Ford. That injury sucked, dude, because he was nice.
Yeah, he was nice. I did like Ford.
Damn, looking at these numbers, God, Giannis is gonna leave. His team. He's gonna leave.
Pump the brakes. Is he still gonna leave?
Aaron's looking at the box score like he might ask for a trade out the damn bubble. Like,
are we still gonna feel this way when Thursday happens and Middleton scores 24 and Brook Lopez hits 4 threes? Like,
the question is Giannis still gonna feel this way? That's the question. He's
is
like,
one game gonna change Giannis's mind? Like,
yeah, when he's looking at Golden State, like them boys don't miss. You know how many dunks I would have? Like,
Heat up at the half.
Wiggins in like every first round for the next 5 years for Giannis.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
You know how the floor is so spread on Golden State, Giannis wouldn't even have to develop the bag. He would just be able to keep the tiny
Full speed ahead. Just
little
full
man
speed
purse
ahead.
he has right now and dip into that and just go full speed ahead. Like, are you serious?
No, man, that's so scary, dude. We thought KD on the Warriors is scary. Like, he fits them better than KD does because he just, oh my God, it'd be so scary. So scary.
Once again, no disrespect to Orlando or Milwaukee, but there are much bigger matchups.
That pick is gone though if they trade for Giannis.
Yeah,
or if they kept it, oh my God.
Draft James and then do the trade and trade all the picks. Sorry, Jake.
Are we done?
I don't know.
It's Milwaukee or Orlando. Are we gonna spend 50 minutes on Milwaukee or fucking Lando?
We might because the Bucks look sketch. Like,
fuck. Game 1, Milwaukee Orlando. Everybody's jumping off the fucking bridge, selling the whole fucking stock.
I sold stock.
Just saying, I have Toronto in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I was like
beating the Bucks. This guy has Boston, so that's
Jiminy Christmas. Bubble beef game. Bubble beef series. Jimmy versus TJ.
Up to the half.
4 at the half. I think we all had Miami. I just don't see Indiana with enough. I like Miami's. No disrespect to Nate McMillan. He's been phenomenal over there. I think Eric Spoelstra is a better coach in these type of games and series. I like coaching and the shooting of Miami to win that series. And like I said, that's 0 cap to Nate McMillan, who has been phenomenal. I like Miami, but like I said, I have it in 7. So obviously, I'm not very confident in Miami in that series.
Oladipo's not healthy. I don't even know why he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's still getting back into it. But
the only thing that worries me about Miami is like they rely on like some of their pieces are fairly young. You know, Duncan Robinson, Hero. You have young shooting. Luckily, you're shooting in an empty gym right now, so that helps a little bit. That's really my worry with them. Whereas Indiana kind of has like a lot more veteran type guys: Miles Turner, T.J. Warren, Depot. The more he plays, the more rust is going to get knocked off, and the better he's going to feel. That's kind of where it worries me. But I do think Heat overall have the better team and are, like you said, better coached.
I feel that, Zach, young shooting in a series like this, like in a playoff series, like, you know, the ball gets a little heavier, legs get a little heavier sometimes when you haven't been there as much as the other guys across from you. And all their key pieces outside of Jimmy, for the most part, are young. You know, Jimmy and Bam are awesome down there, but everybody else out there, Duncan Robinson, Hero, Kendrick Nunn, a lot of young shooters that you're going to have to, you know, rely on, and I think that's going to be a little tough for them.
Mm-hmm.
I got Heat in 7. Like I said, that's obviously not a very confident pick.
I think I got him in 6.
If the Heat lose this series, that overrated star, because I had Jimmy on that list of a little overrated, he's going to catch a lot of flack if they don't get out of this first round.
Deservedly so. Unless he's carrying and he don't got no help, then obviously it's a different story.
He's just overrated as a scorer. Like, he's a good player, but they want to make it seem like Jimmy Buckets. That ain't his name. Like,
that was a year. There was only 1 year of his career for that. You know what I mean?
And I was in Chicago when he was getting a gun when Tibbs was playing him an hour long every game.
Yeah, facts. Okay,
Tibbs.
The real creme de la creme of today's slate are these 2 games, at least to me. OKC Houston, then Blazers Lakers. We'll just keep going in order, I guess. OKC Houston. I am the only one that differ here. I like Houston or OKC in the series. I like them in low-key 5, maybe 6. I can't see you getting out rebounded by 20 rebounds a game and somehow winning 4 of the games. I don't know.
Without Westbrook, I don't feel good about it because he was going to go into OKC. Well,
I made this
problem. I wish there was fans here. Just imagine if this series had fans. This man gets to go back to OKC.
Right, that's lit. I made this pick fully confident like that Westbrook would play. Just for the record, I can't. Steven Adams is a physical monster.
What, are you going to get 30 points? Fuck no.
No, but he's going to get fucking so many second out chance opportunities. He's going to grab a rebound, kick out for 3.
And then they're going to go down and hit a 3.
Are they? Because I've seen James Harden multiple times in the playoffs shoot like 14% from 3.
And I've seen him multiple times in the playoffs destroy a series.
Really? Not really a lot. When? How often?
He went to back-to-back Western Conference Finals against probably the greatest team we're ever going to see, dude, and took him 7 games. That man is a bucket, and he's not an issue in the playoffs. That man shows up to lead his team.
He gets unfair slander like
it's a completely different scenario this time.
So does Harden.
It's a complete
slander.
Those teams could rebound that he was with. Like, they're not going to have any second chance opportunities in my eyes. Like, obviously not any, but
it's a different scenario. But Harden himself, you keep trying to say Harden's not going to show up. Like, no, he will show up.
Harden will be there.
Not. I didn't say he won't, but you guys are just acting like it's guaranteed. Harden going 40 for the whole series and blah blah. Like, maybe
he kind of has a track record.
How do you feel about LeBron? How do you feel about LeBron, Klopp, PG in the playoffs? Like, you think no matter what, Luka, you think no matter what, they're gonna get theirs in the playoffs, right? Like, you think it's a damn near guarantee.
But I also don't think Luka's gonna win the series once again. Just because he's gonna get it.
That's not what we're saying. You're telling us James Harden might not show up. Everyone I just named, you know they're gonna show up. You really think James Harden not on that list? Win or lose, they're gonna show up.
You're making it sound like he's not gonna show up.
Why? Because I think they'll lose?
No, because you just told me multiple times he shot this, that, and the other. He might not show.
He has.
So it's James Harden. He's gonna show up for the series. It's James Harden.
Shows up, win or lose?
James will average 30 in this series.
Okay, exactly.
But it's not enough. It's not enough.
Well, that's not what we was arguing, but for sure, I just wanted to know if you thought he was gonna show up or not.
Yeah, it's like this man is
without Westbrook. I don't feel comfortable without them.
With Westbrook, I still don't think they could get it done.
Nah, I disagree.
It's just I can't see.
How hurt is the homie?
He tweeted, "See you soon." It looked like he wanted to play tonight.
If anybody comes back, it's gonna be him. That dude's a psycho, man. I love Westbrook.
He'll
play one-legged and still go dunk on somebody and scream in his face. That dude's built different.
I just don't see.
And he'll go get 20 boards. You want to know who's gonna get the rebounds? Russell Westbrook. He'll box out Steven Adams himself. Not worried about it.
Trust.
He out-rebounded Westbrook. I mean, out-rebounded Adams that year when he was there anyway, so.
Yeah, because he punked Adams.
I know.
Hey, I need this MVP, dude. Trying to make some money.
Even with Westbrook banged up, I don't feel good about it, but I think the Rockets are going to claw their way out of this series regardless. The Rockets are going to find a way to claw themselves out of the series and push to the next round, I think.
I think it's really the only series I differ. Like,
Billy Donovan sucks, so let's also not act like he's not going to get out coached.
I don't know how much better is D'Antoni.
So bad, his team wasn't even supposed to make the playoffs this year, and they're a 5 seed in the West.
I'm sorry, because he has a 37-year-old MVP candidate in Chris Paul, who I slander way too much.
So it's all Chris Paul. Billy gets no credit.
Yeah,
he really ain't missed the playoffs.
I'm not gonna say Billy gets no credit, but I'm not gonna say Billy is his.
He's not a top coach. I don't know if D'Antoni's that much better.
Billy
he's
was
got,
a candidate
pedigree,
for Coach of the Year this year with how that team just played.
It's fair enough. I'm with Terrence. I don't think Billy's
he is.
That much better.
I do think Billy is a Coach of the Year simply because of what they did. But is it really what he did? No, I think it's because that 38-year-old or however old Chris Paul is got them there.
He's actually 64.
I figured.
Has Billy even missed the playoffs? Has he really not exceeded has he fallen
He also
short
inherited
of
a good ass team, so it's kind of hard. But he definitely hasn't lived up to the expectations.
So we could only pick and choose which coaches on good teams are good coaches. I don't understand the.
I don't think Billy's great, Jake. Like outside of this year, what has Billy ever done to excel this team?
The statement was Billy sucks.
I'm sorry, he's not a good coach.
Yeah, he's not great.
He's
though.
Brett Brown. He's a little bit better than Brett Brown.
Fair, actually. That's actually pretty good comp.
2 coaches with good teams who are not living up to what they should be doing. So I'm sorry.
I think OKC. But outside of this year, Billy Donovan has had talent on that team and has definitely underperformed with it.
Okay, so the year actually he had no talent. He overperformed, but he's still a bad coach. I can't draw these lines.
Bro, I've told you for years Doc Rivers is overrated, and then I gave him his 1 year last year where he brought a team without much talent. And I told you guys I respected that year, but I still will stand by my point that I do think Doc Rivers is overrated.
Hey, this is the first time in a while we've had a lot of opposing opinions on the pod, man. It's a little spicy this week. Go ahead, Jake.
Get this. I have not.
Because I didn't know the Butler.
Go to bat for Billy, Jake. Go to bat for Billy. No.
I got nothing.
Because I didn't know the Butler.
The resume speaks for itself. Like
that resume
just called him Brett Brown.
What hiring service are you working for?
How's he not?
What's
How's
going
he not
on?
Brett Brown? How's he not Brett Brown?
Brett Brown falls short of what expectation has Billy fallen short of?
Taking his team
anywhere, winning, like the winning expectation.
They haven't been to the Western Conference Finals. Dame game last year.
Have they really been expected to go to the Western Finals? Has that
last
really
year,
been
last year that team was good. Playoff in Westbrook?
That team was expected to be good last year and the year before that.
Both years with Paul George, he very underperformed there.
And they had Oladipo the year before that.
I feel like they may have fallen a little short, but I don't know if they really just fucked up their expectations like that.
You have Paul George, Steven Adams, and Russell Westbrook on the team back-to-back years and literally didn't even make a wave.
You guys just told me that James Harden is the second coming of Jesus Christ, and all of a sudden he was supposed to take everybody out?
I mean, I think they should have definitely played better. We're not even worried about James. He couldn't even get to James Harden, bro. He couldn't get past Dame and Terry Stotts, who might be one of the most overrated coaches in the league.
Whoa. I like Terry.
I like Terry too. We love Terry, but we don't like Billy.
He's overrated too. Terry's overrated too. Portland ain't done shit with talent. I mean, it's a tough conference. I get that, but at the end of the day, the coaches held up to the win and loss of the team, and if your team ain't going places, then you got to be held to the standard.
He's been in OKC for 5 years.
5 years. What have they done, Jake?
55, 27, 47, 35, 48, 34, 49, 33, 44, 28.
Sounds like a great regular season guy. They ain't going nowhere in the offs. He got to get over the hump, Jake. He deserves criticism for not getting over the hump. I think it's totally fair to say he could possibly get outcoached in this series by a guy with pedigree like Mike D'Antoni.
He's 15 and 19 in the playoffs.
I refuse to
Last
say
year,
Billy
1 and
Donovan
4,
sucks.
2 and 4. Put it like this.
How many of those
outside
are
of
the
his
Dubs?
first year, outside of the first year with them, where he went 11 and 17, they played 18 games. So what is that? They went to the finals that year?
No. Second round.
11 and 7 would be 18 games.
Yeah, just said that. 18 games. So
You said 11 and 17.
11 wins is going to put you in the third round, so Western Finals.
They played 18 games. So that is 3 rounds.
Right, so you're in the Western Finals.
That's what I'm saying. It was in the Western Conference Finals. So outside of that year, the next year, he can't get out the first round. 1 and 4.
Who'd he play?
I would have to go click into all that. 2 and 4, and then 1 and 4.
I'd like to know if he played the Dubs at all, because I feel like that's fair to lose to the Dubs.
Well,
He didn't play him last year. He played Dame in Portland.
That's fine. I'm off this. I got nothing left. Billy.
He's under 500 in the playoffs. Billy's not great.
I just got a whole new fire under my ass for the fucking Thunder to beat the Rockets. So I can sit here the whole episode with one of these.
Dude, I'm telling you, you should approach this Thunder series with caution. You're putting a lot of stock into a team that's...
I'm taping my elbows to my chair and doing the whole episode like this when Billy wins this series.
You're putting a lot of stock into a team that's going up against absolutely historic player who's really hard to see him not making out of the first round regardless.
Fine. Time will tell. I'm not an OKC fan, so it really won't hurt too much. I just really feel like this team is better than the Rockets.
Yeah. You've never been a Rockets guy, though. I think we should have like an asterisk.
Well, yeah, I don't really agree with the way that Daryl Morey views basketball, or James Harden for the most part as well. But
Daryl Morey's a psycho with some of his ideas. But
yeah. I actually do enjoy watching James Harden play now, though. Like I do. I love watching him play.
No,
he's fantastic.
I still don't really enjoy watching him play much. You enjoy watching free throws?
It's not even like that no more. That's so outdated to me.
Yeah, that is outdated.
The boy is a cup, bro. It's a 9 crossover sequence to a bucket. Absolutely. I love watching that.
I'm ready to talk Lakers as soon as you guys are ready.
I think I'm ready. You want to go Lakers? Go to Lakers, buddy.
I thought Terrence was. It looked like
Blazers in 4. No,
it looked like Terrence was doing research. I didn't want to just cut him off.
I'm gonna bring it up, but it was Dallas. They lost that year to Dallas in the
That's a bad L.
First round.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other L was Blazers, which is another bad L. So now we got 2 bad L's. Go ahead. Go to bat for Billy, Jake. No.
I will when he beats fucking the Houston Rockets here next week. I'll be looking at everybody. Coming in a OKC jersey, but it's not gonna have a number. It's just gonna say Donovan on the back.
It's the worst.
Let's get to the Lakers game.
Okay, Blazers won the play-in, which was absolutely classic. Dame has been lights out, bubble MVP. I think deservedly so. He had my vote. No disrespect to Devin Booker, absolute maniac of a go himself.
Jazz, hold on, no, wait. The other one is a Utah Jazz. Fuck out of here, Billy.
We'll see this year. We're done with this.
Yeah, we are done with it. Thank you for that, Terrence. I'm glad we figured that ass team out.
We have moved on. Terrence had his moment. We have moved on.
We'll come back. We'll circle back next week.
Dame's been. I don't even know is there anything hotter than nuclear? I don't even know. What's
Damian Lillard?
Yeah, I mean he's been ridiculous.
Klay Thompson on 4 dribbles.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Totally
rivaling
hotter
that.
than man.
He's rivaling that.
Nah, not the
So
top.
I guess the question is,
4 dribbles, but that was a wild.
the question is, how much trouble are the Lakers in? Should the Lakers be worried? We all know the question here. We know the question.
Like, how hot is the water? Like, lukewarm.
How hot is the water? Yeah, exactly. How hot is the water?
Like lukewarm.
It's like a jacuzzi. It's comfortable. It's warm.
Yeah,
it's comfortable.
It's comfortable. Standing too long, it could get weird. But
I mean,
honestly, that's a great
We all
analogy.
pick
If standing
Lakers,
too
right?
long, if this
Nobody-
series gets weird and it gets to like 6, 7 games, it could get weird because Dame's a psycho.
Nobody actually was ballsy enough. I noticed it in the brackets. Nobody was ballsy enough to take the Blazers, although we all were talking like it for about a week.
I don't.
Zach's smiling because me and him were definitely talking like we almost wanted to, and then
I
I
can't.
don't know if I ever said they was gonna
Came
win,
time
but
to
they're
put
gonna
up
make it
and-
weird. They're gonna make it weird. I still
came
believe
time
it.
to put up, and everybody said Lakers in 6.
Yeah, I don't think that's anything outside of what I was saying
If it
before.
goes to 7, it's gonna be weird because Dame is Dame, and they do not have
I picked
anyone to stop
Lakers
him.
in 6. I just
You know what sucks?
Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
wait, Trevor Ariza opted out. Well, it doesn't suck that he opted out. Shout out to him making his decision. Everybody has that right. But damn, it would have been nice if they had Trevor Ariza in this series. Oh man,
They
'Cause
need a
that's what
defending
they
wing.
missing. That
They
is
need a
what
defending
are
wing,
missing.
dude.
Yep, that's what they're missing.
Hey, you
And
want to
that's
hear
what I was
something
just gonna
funny?
say is that they don't play any D. That's what worries me. They got
Mario
nobody to check
Hezonja
the.
is about to be checking LeBron James. LeBron James.
That's how I feel
Harry
about that.
Trent Jr. Man, those dudes ain't even big enough.
No,
Hezonja
they're
might
not.
be big enough, but he's gonna be put in the chamber.
And like Trent and McCollum and Dame are gonna cook any Laker guard that gets put on them. They're all getting cooked.
I'm kind of comfortable with Nurkic on AD. Like AD's gonna be AD anyway.
Nurk has no
So-
defense. Right, I get that. So I get what you mean. Like he's gonna do it anyway. So whatever. Nurkic has worky, so I'm excited for that. But at the same time, Anthony Davis might lock that up. Not even might. It's a very good chance that he could lock up Nurk.
Maybe.
So we all talk about it. We love wings. We all love wings, and they got nobody to check one of the greatest.
Also like
wings of all
Whiteside
time.
on AD as well.
With yeah, Whiteside's gonna be big, but he doesn't always bring like the energy. That's what worries me with Whiteside. That's the only thing there is
Punch
like.
the homie before the game every game. Just fire him up. Fire all that dude before every game.
You guys, we're talking about the wings that they need, and it's such a bummer that Ariza's not there. Who would have ever thought Portland would miss Al-Farouq Aminu so bad?
God, where is he?
They would sacrifice, I think, like
What
a
team is he?
lamb. They'd
I don't know, but
sacrifice a
that's
live lamb to get Al-Farouq Aminu back in a Portland
Yeah,
jersey
they
for the
would.
series.
Where is he?
I don't even know where he's
We
at.
need to get like the Batman light with Al Farouk's name. Like, where's Al Farouk, man? We need you. Man,
You
they
been watching
really
a lot of
need
Batman?
that.
You're just rattling off Batman references.
I love
dude.
Batman.
I have, dude.
You've
Actually,
been watching Dark Knight and whatnot, man?
Nah, I got Batman Arkham Knight. Been playing it. Done.
Oh, nice. I got a bunch of
I'm mad
Batman
I didn't remember the
comics.
Batman's name. That's why it was like Alfred.
Alfred J. Pennyworth. If somebody calls him Pennington again, I'm logging out and never coming back
is
to
it?
this goddamn podcast.
Huh?
Just mute
Penny
this guy.
what?
Pennington?
Pennison?
Pennington? Penny.
Anyways,
Penny Jones.
Laker game should be fun
What?
tonight. Okay, here's the two scenarios. Lakers win game 1. Obviously, everybody's going to be happy. Lakers lose game 1 tonight. What is the panic? What is the panic meter? Right, you know you have like the wildfire thing, green, orange, red.
Depends
If
how they lose.
Exactly, Terrence. Nailed it.
Okay, I mean they lose a
I
competitive
would say-
game, 5-point game.
No, the only
I'm not
way
worried.
I think anyone is concerned is if LeBron looks old, and that the whole he could turn it on in a bubble is weird. If he looks old, that's a problem. If Dame cooks all these guards and CJ cooks all their guards up, and they lose this game by like double digits, by like let's not even say double digits. If they lose this game by like 9 points, and LeBron struggled, and the guards like Dame has 50, I think you should be concerned.
I'm crying at this statement right here. Let's not say double digits. Take it down to 1 single point. We'll just call it 9.
9.
Right.
You know, you never know. But
Yeah.
10 sounds
I,
crazy. 9
I agree
sounds
with Terrence
reasonable.
though. The eye test is big in that question for a game like this. Like I got to see what the Lakers look like. If they're out there shooting 19% from 3 again, and like he said, Blazers are cooking offensively, high panic meter. But if it's like a back and forth game and the Lakers actually scored well and they end up on the other side of Dame time, I'm not worried. LeBron's going to come out in LeBron time probably next game and cook the shit out of him.
I don't know. LeBron, like he's LeBron, but if he
So a
looks, that's the
5-point
only
game?
way I'd be concerned if he looks like he is old and that he ain't
5-point
turning
game. We're not even at orange. We're going to stay in the green.
No. The Lakers might lose by 9, but if their offense looks okay, then I'm going to be fine with them. That's the eye
Honestly,
test for me.
if they were missing
What's the
shots,
Laker
I wouldn't be
offense
worried.
look like?
God, I just don't feel like
'Cause
I
I
don't
still-
look at the playoffs the way you guys look at it because I'm disagreeing again. I think the Lakers
know.
I think it's like imperative to win tonight.
Oh yeah, I think
Why?
so too.
No,
I think
why?
every game is imperative, but like
No.
'cause it's the
Like
playoffs,
it's like you gotta win tonight almost because you don't even want the second you lose game one
bad
in this
media
series.
for sure.
Woo! I mean, I know it's
You came
great
to the
turnout.
West, LeBron, in your first playoff series, and you lose game 1.
After the first year you didn't make it, and then you finally make it, and now it's like you're losing
I
to
see
the
that.
8 seed, and you're trying to bring back We Believe, but this time it's in Portland. Like, I just I think that like it's like you have to win tonight because the Lakers it's no like news. The Lakers have not looked good in the bubble. They're the
But I
worst
still don't think they
offensive
should
team
panic,
in
though.
every category.
Man.
If you lose game I think it is like it's urgent.
Because
to
the
win
question
tonight.
is, what's the
Urgent.
panic meter? Because what you're saying is,
You could lose by 1 tonight. It's red to me. Red.
Oh,
no way. The fuck if Dame hits a tough shot from deep? Like, what do you mean? Like,
what?
One,
Where did
red.
Jacob wake up today, dude? Who is this man I'm talking to?
On Earth, but apparently I'm not. I don't know. I mean,
No,
no, I don't agree with that.
I don't think you
I
woke up
don't-
on Earth at all. What dimension are you in?
I think you have to win tonight if you're the Lakers. You don't even want to deal with this because God forbid you lose and then you lose a game 2. Now you're down 2-0. Like, oh my God, the roof is caving in.
Look at you. You're getting so far ahead of yourself. We're talking about the best player on the planet probably with the ball in his hands on that team. If they lose game 1, tough shit. Outside of a blowout where the offense looks garbage, like I'm not even – it's
The
LeBron.
offense could look garbage. I'm only concerned if that man looks old. I can't stress that enough. Like, I've been looking at LeBron, and I said it every podcast. Like, he's still amazing, but can he do that amazing shit for a consistent base? And that would be my only concern if LeBron came out here in game 1, because everything you're saying, Jacob, is right. Because he should come in here with this mindset that I'm about to send a statement. And if he doesn't send a statement and Dame sends a statement, that's what's going to make me concerned. I don't give a damn if Danny Green and all those bums are still broke because y'all bums. But I need LeBron James to be LeBron James. And if he's not, that's what's going to concern me. Not the fact that they lost. It's the fact that is LeBron going to be LeBron. That is what would concern me more.
Agreed.
I mean, Jake,
I want that
you're
as
forgetting the
like
first
a
time
ringtone.
when he came back to when LeBron came back to Cleveland, they struggled immensely at the beginning of the Chicago series, and then he went buzzer beater gamer, flipped the whole series on its head, and Cleveland started rolling. Like, I wouldn't be shocked at all if the Lakers lose because LeBron low-key likes to struggle at the beginning of series in the playoffs, and then he figures it out. He's the best player on the
play
planet.
with Dame.
I wouldn't play with them either, but I'm just saying, like, panic meter outside of a blowout and the offense for the Lakers looks pitiful. That's the only way my panic meter is getting high. Like,
They don't have
pump
any
the brakes with
shooting. Oh my
Giannis, like,
God, they
that
have
must
any shooting.
the
win.
breaks. This is a next.
a
There's
must win
there's
tonight.
levels to everything, Jake. Do not get ahead of ourselves with LeBron James. Like, pump the
Can
brakes
they
there.
put
For
up
sure.
130 every night with the Blazers?
No.
Or the Blazers?
No,
Is their
Absolutely
defense
not.
going to stop them from getting 130?
Maybe.
that's a
The
thing.
Look, we call these guys on the Lakers bums, but they have had a very good defense basically all year. Like, their scheme works.
Yeah, no, it works. Vogel was a defensive coach even in Indiana. Vogel's not a bad coach, but
Terrence did say, just let the record show, Jacob, everything you're saying is right. That's a quote. Just, I don't know.
I didn't hear it. I
Not
didn't
until
hear it.
you
Makes
just
my
said
hair
it.
stick up. It feels so good.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
we're going to delete
Okay.
the clip.
Man.
Yeah. Cutting that out.
That's when the ad's going to come up.
Tough.
Yeah, must win is crazy, Jake. I think
Must win to me. That's all I got.
It's
That's my
playoff
last.
look
That's
is-
what I'm. My last thought on it is must win.
can't wait to talk to
Last
Jacob after
thoughts.
both Western
Last
Conference
thoughts
games
on
tonight.
playoffs going because this is it for hoops right now. Last thoughts on playoffs. Get them out or forever hold your peace for 7
Last
games.
thoughts on playoffs are Trez looked extremely rusty. There was concern there for me. I hope he can really figure it out as the games get going.
He will. No.
Yeah.
No.
He's a big
Don't
man.
worry.
Just go run and rebound, dude. It's
I
just how
love
you in
that.
shape.
Sorry, yeah, I do want to say that. I love that. I showed you guys. I was watching the Fox. I don't know if they showed it on ESPN, but I was watching the Fox feed. My guys B Sim and Chauncey, Mr. Big Shot. But there was like a sequence. Milwaukee did or Mavs did something, yada yada, and it cuts to timeout. And I guess Trez had kind of been lollygagging up the court, and Doc like ran out there and was like, "Fucking run! Don't do this bullshit. Fucking run!" And I just loved it. I was like, "Yeah, you're back, brother. You don't get no special treatment. You're fucking back."
Yeah.
It really made me happy to see that.
Run the floor, big man. Get the ball.
All right, hardwood is done for today, gentlemen. Wow, playoffs really bring the best out of us, or the worst. Who knows? I might be talking like a fucking madman. Apparently. Anyways, Baseball. Have the Cardinals figured it out yet? We don't know. But the story today.
Games.
Oh, okay. So they're
Marlins
kind of
did.
figuring it out.
Yeah, they're playing doubleheaders like every day for like the next 2 months to catch up. But they figured it out.
7-game innings, the first doubleheader, right?
I think both of them end up being
Both
right.
games in the doubleheader are 7 innings, I believe.
Yeah. But the real story
That's wild.
is
So ridiculous.
Terrence's favorite player, not named Ronald Acuna. I think he still likes Ronald Acuna, but I don't know. This guy's definitely rivaling.
I know if it was in fantasy and I had to keep one, I would be hurt right now.
Fernando Tatis. Fernando, that's fun to say. Fernando Tatis Jr. Absolutely. What's hotter than nuclear? Dame Lillard and Fernando Tatis Jr. Those are the two things hotter than yard
All
again
my
last
kids
night.
are swinging at 3-0.
Exactly. Hit a grand slam. The game was 10-3. 3-0 pitch. Somebody tried the good
Eighth inning?
old get me over fastball or whatever it was. Was it eighth inning? I don't even care.
Yeah.
And
Don't throw
Fernando
me balls.
Tatis sent that thing over the goddamn fence. And it caused controversy. Woodward, the Rangers manager, said something to the effect of, "We all were raised. That's not really how you do it. You usually take a pitch there."
Yeah. Also, in context, the first pitch to the next batter, Machado, goes behind him.
Which that pitcher got suspended 3 games today, and Woodward got 1 game for that. And then
The coach got suspended?
yeah, Woodward did.
He did
What
something
really
3-0.
irked my
That's
bones,
funny.
look, if the Rangers want to be salty about it, yeah, go ahead, be salty, whatever. I think you look soft, and it doesn't even matter to me. What irked my bones is you have one of the young budding stars in this league, Fernando Tatis, who is just every week we cannot even not mention him because he's that good. We don't
He
even
leads
talk,
our baseball talk.
yeah, and we don't even talk too much baseball for the most part usually, and we really would try to keep it more Dodger-esque, I guess, because we're really all LA. We try to keep a lot of SoCal stuff, but I mean he's too good not to, right? He's that good, and the manager comes out after that in the post-game press conference and
Dodger
does
manager?
not what's his name?
Tinger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tingle.
Tingle. Jace Tingle.
Tingler. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Jace Tingle, I believe, is his name.
Yes. And he doesn't have this young kid's back. First off, with this media helping with this controversy and, asking the questions in Woodward, you're low-key painting a target on his back now. Now players are thinking like, all right, okay, this isn't a cool thing to do. I might throw at him tomorrow, right? And your manager doesn't come out and say like, whatever, fucking make a better pitch. Don't fall behind 3-0. Don't fall behind 10-3. He comes out here and says, yeah, it's kind of a learning moment for everybody. We typically would like to take a pitch there. It's just kind of the way that things are done, blah, blah, blah. What the If I'm in the San Diego front office, I'm calling the manager immediately as he steps down from the podium and saying, what in the fuck is
You
that?
say that again, you won't have a job. Don't talk about
Like,
the face of our
this is-
franchise like that.
Exactly. This is our guy who really didn't do anything wrong. And, like, you're not
He
going to have
played-
his back?
You're mad he played baseball really well? Oh, what? Isn't that the point?
First
Like,
off,
what?
anybody who heard Dan Patrick this morning said it perfectly. So Fernando Tatis is supposed to just stop playing baseball because you didn't bring it today?
Isn't that why we yelled at Manny Machado?
Right. Okay. Exactly. An even better point. Thank you. Holy shit, Terrence. Thank you. Okay. So let's say this. This is what happens here, right?
You can't have it both ways. It's like, man, shut
Exactly.
the fuck up.
I
Stop
take
moving the
this pitch.
goalposts.
Now we're at 3-1. And then the pitcher fucking makes a pitcher's pitch, which is very liable to happen. Boom, I'm down 3-2, and I roll the fuck over, and I decide, well, fuck it, and I lollygag, half-ass it to first base. Okay, so what? Now we're not going to say anything about that.
It's
You know
what
I
we
mean?
used to always talk about. Like, in my opinion, it's like moving a goalpost. And honestly, we always talked about it. It's the undertone in baseball. Like, that's why your fucking sport sucks, because you won't let anybody celebrate and have anything, and then they try to chalk it up to old school and the way we were brought up. No, the way you were brought up was on some bullshit standards, and we don't even really need to say the elephant in the room, but it's obvious why you won't let these dudes do it, and it's stupid as shit, and I'm tired of it. Like, let these guys perform, let these guys be fun, because let's not forget what happened in the USA baseball years ago against, what was it, the Dominican team, when they were celebrating and they tried to shun those guys, and it's like, man, fuck out of here. I'm tired of this good boy shit. Like, and chalk it up to old school. Man, miss me with that. Because if we really want to go old school, all those standards back in the day was trash.
Absolutely trash.
I mean, I'd like to think a lot of us, or all three of us, for the most part, look at the game pretty old school. Like we're definitely against the weird, the way it's played. Like against the weird
strategy, right?
Strategy. I'm against the weird shit at the end of games with the runner on second. We're against the universal DH. This is all unanimous from this podcast. Shifts to a minimal. Like I'm not against shifting, but like, come on, I wouldn't mind a
Some
rule
shifts are wild.
where you can only limit like maybe a certain amount per inning. Like we don't like a lot of the new shit. Like we don't like for the most part, but like. Even like the unwritten rules are cool, like stealing signs from second base. That's part of the game. Well, let's not bring a camera into center field, but like that part of the game, steal more bags. Don't get in this home run or nothing ball. You know, like that type of the game. I like to think we're all pretty old school. Terrence nailed it. Like this shit with like old rules, and you're not allowed to show people up. Like I'm showing the guy up by taking him 500 feet on a cocked fastball.
But then
like,
when I don't run out of ground ball, I'm a scumbag. So it's like, bro, which one it is? Do I play hard all the time or do I not?
Yeah, and another level to this is like
why does
legacy.
Pete Rose get rewarded for it then? Like Pete Rose is always he plays hard all the time, and we fucking love that guy. But then then Tatis wants to play hard all the time, and we shun this guy.
I'll tell you. Yeah,
I know. That's why I don't even have to say it. I'm just saying the elephant.
It's ridiculous,
because it's fucking obvious. I told you guys
the double standard all the time.
The undertone in baseball is ridiculous. I can't stand it,
bro. And I love both guys. Like I love the way Pete plays, and I love the way Bryce Harper plays. I love the way Tatis plays. I love the way, I love that Tim Anderson. I love the way they all play because they bring it no matter the score, no matter the inning, every pitch, every day.
When we get mad at this pitcher that he's 3-0 and he's just trying to lollygag a fucking pitch up there? What happened to playing hard, bro?
How about the fact that the Rangers were fucking down 10-3? Like, okay,
but what happened to playing hard? Why is it okay
tonight?
for you to just throw a meatball pitch and I hit it to a moon? Because obviously Tingle did tell him to take the pitch, but the pitch was too good to take, coach. Bases is loaded. I'm not passing up on this meatball. I'm gonna hit it to
it looked this big coming at him.
Another point of this is like it's a legacy thing. I'm not asking Pat Valleca, who's going to hit 240 this year for the O's, to take a 3-0 pitch. Like this man is going to be at the top of the average, top of the home runs, top of the RBIs, top of the runs scored. Like he is a legacy guy, and those things are, like you said, are going to come down to it when he wants to get into the Hall of Fame, when he wants to negotiate a new contract, when he wants to prove his worth. All those things are looked at in the front office and looked at by people. Oh, you fell a home run short of your bonus. You fell a RBI short of your bonus. A run scored of your bonus. You fell. I had a chance to hit 400 this year or 350, some crazy mark. And because I took it easy on every 3-0 count when the game was out of hand, I got to put my statistics, I got to put my legacy at hand here. And I'm not trying to sound selfish because at the end of the day, wins are what matters. And guess what? We're putting wins at
hitting
risk
a ball over the fence is winning.
Helping us win. Right. So now even deeper, like I'm essentially, shout out to the ambulance outside my house. Sorry about that. Like I'm essentially putting wins at risk now. Yeah, it's 10-3 in the eighth, but I don't give two shits. We all watched the crazy mayhem that happened in Baltimore and Philly. Guys dropping infield pop-ups to end the game. That game goes bonkers with 30 combined runs after that. And like now the game's crazy. So you want me to just start taking pitches to let you back in the game next inning? Fuck out of here with that. Make a pitch. Don't be down 10-3 and show up to the park, dude. If you don't show up to the park, I'm taking your ass deep, and you're lucky I don't grab my nuts when I hit a grand slam.
All my kids will hit
like I can't stand that
it
shit,
fires
dude.
me up. All my kids will hit 3-0 and then bat flip until you don't ever throw that stupid shit again.
It's a personal decision for me. It's a personal, like Jacob knows. I'm the type of guy that will like take 2, even up 5, like 3-0, because like I just don't like swinging 3-0. It's so if your personal thing is it's nothing about the situation. That's what I'm saying. Like if you like to swing 3-0 and you want the green light, I'm all for it, especially for Tatis Jr. Like, or if you're a conservative guy, like whoever you are. If your philosophy of the game is like, I don't like to swing 3-0, then don't swing 3-0. But I'm not going to get mad at you for green lighting it and then taking it yard.
I don't hit home runs, so a lot of times a single is just as good as a walk or a double for me because I'm going to either, a walk is just as good as a single or double because I'm going to try to steal second.
I'm swinging, baby.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not a big power hitter, so if you get me 3-0, I might make you make 2 more pitches. You know what I mean? Just because it's just as good either way for me.
I get it.
It's a batting philosophy.
But if I could hit the ball like Fernando Tatis could hit the ball, there is no count that I am not swinging it.
Because, let's just honestly, if he doesn't throw Tatis this absolute beach ball, does he swing at it? Probably not.
If he would have just made a pitch.
If he's not gonna swing at some slider that's a strike that's not in the zone. Well, but that's low and not in his meatball spot. Like he swung at it because you threw him something he knew was gonna take yard.
Bro, it's 3-0. The saying is, it's 3-0. 1 pitch, 1 spot, kid. 1 pitch, 1 spot. That was the 1 pitch, 1 spot he was looking at. The guy fed it to him. Like, what do you do with that?
I don't even know what he threw. I would love to know what he threw. Probably threw a fastball, and that's your fault.
Probably get me over.
Yeah. Jake, I have been fired up only about two things, though, and I think they're two deserving things to get fired up about. People being stupid about baseball and refs being stupid about basketball. Like, I get fired up over that shit because it's, like, unacceptable to me.
I'm really fired up.
I just want to shout out our boy,
rules in baseball. I fucking hate it.
The real people's champ of baseball, Mr. Trevor Bauer at Power Outage.
Real quick, Jake.
Support.
Before we move on from Fernando Tatis, when we talked about Tatis and Judge, shout out John Smith for listening. He said we bleeped up because we didn't mention Chuck Nasty of Colorado in that MVP discussion. Dude's batting almost 500. He's tearing it up. Charlie Blackmon, Chuck Nasty over there doing his thing. So shout out John for bringing that to my attention. We deserve to give him we deserve to give him a little more love. So shout out Chuck Nasty. We can move on though. I still like Tatis a lot, but shout out Chuck Nasty.
Bauer Outage said, at Tatis Jr., listen up. 1, keep swinging 3-0 if you want to, no matter what the game situation is. 2, keep hitting homers, no matter what the situation is. 3, keep bringing energy and flash to baseball and making it fun. 4, the only thing you did wrong was apologize. Stop that.
I love that guy.
That's coming from a pitcher. Trevor Bauer, once again, you are the people's champ, and you are
because Bauer want to strike you out and tell you to go sit your stupid ass down.
Right, and if you hit one off him, in bat flip, he might be like, F you as a competitive
they got mad at Bauer for throwing a ball to center fielder. I thought that was one of the greatest things ever.
And then this year, he faked it this year like he was going to do it again.
You can play for me any day. I like intense players. Like, y'all know that. Like, I want that intense leader, and, like, I love that type of shit. You got to be able to channel it. But, like, that was awesome. He threw that shit. Fastball to center field.
Over the wall. He cleared it.
Because he was coming out, right?
They yanked him out of a tough start.
Bro, he super cleared that thing.
Yeah, he had just gave up a few bombs and was
shut that thing.
Bauer's got a tough year ahead of him, man. I've got him locked in as Bauer 2020 for president, Bauer 2020 for new MLB commissioner.
I think he lives in
Bauer 2020 for MLB Players Association president. Like, I got a tough year coming up for Bauer. I need him heading everything. I love that guy.
I think he lives in my district. He lives in like Simi Valley or something. He lives close to me. I think he could be like my congressman or something.
All of it. There. Bauer 2020 for everything.
Charlie Blackmon numbers are nasty though.
I'm telling you, Chuck Nasty deserved more credit when we brought up the NL last week. And shout out for John Smith for listening.
I was just talking about
keeping us
players,
honest.
But definitely keeping us honest.
Couple other quick things, baseball related. I don't know if we need to spend a lot of time on this, but we should just mention them because they're a couple of idiots. Clevinger and Plesac going out while they're in Chicago to just go to the club like COVID doesn't exist or something. While they're just teams in the middle of a series, now you're costing your team. You're out for God knows how long. 2 weeks is basically half, quarter, whatever that is.
Two of the best starting pitchers.
You really put your team in a tough spot. I'm gonna tell you right now, this action is not gonna look good come re-sign day.
No, one of them is getting traded. Clevinger probably stays, but Plesac might be on the block.
Frustrating from Clevinger because he's been so in the media with the Bauer funniness and he's been so outspoken about stuff. Like, you would think someone like him would be a lot more careful.
Just a couple of
goofies. Damn near their ace, so you can argue him and Bieber is their ace. Like,
stupid and selfish.
It's just absolutely just figured we would touch on that. I don't know. It's like,
but shout out to their teammates for like trying to opt out because they even said Lindor was like, these guys better be suspended or you won't see me. And it's like, whoa. Lindor walks out the door. Some people got to get fired. Like,
that's the most frustrating thing about this is people that, players that do stuff like this, you're not really thinking of anybody but yourself. You didn't think about how that's going to affect and how everybody else around you is going to feel when you come back the next day to the facility. Putting everybody else in danger like that, it's a really shitty thing to do.
Nice. Super shitty and stupid as hell.
Okay. Who remembers? It seems like almost an eternity ago. Mookie Betts starting off like 3 for 25, right?
That happened? No.
Guys batting like 340, so 340 with 9 home runs and I don't know. We'll just say close to 100 RBIs. It feels like. Who knows? He's just out of this world. It's been 30 games or whatever, and I swear to God, he's worth the whole $500 million.
Already, I've already told you guys. I told you guys that last week that he was worth every penny. Like, he's already made all his.
I don't know if I just brought this up because I just wanted us to stand over Mookie Betts for like 2 or 4 minutes.
No, he deserves his love. Like, this dude's a
But it's just when you watch the game, it's like, some players are good, right? But there's like a handful of guys, like Aaron Judge is awesome. But when you watch him, you're really only watching Aaron Judge bat for the most part. Yes, he is an above average defender, but like, He's not really swiping bags like that. He's not doing these different things. Like when you watch Lindor's, Betts, Tatis, Trout's, there's literally nothing on the baseball diamond they cannot do.
Acuna.
Not a thing.
Add to the
Acuna's
list.
another. Exactly. These young guns that like, it's just you watch Mookie play and you're like, holy cow, that guy hit that ball far as shit.
Mhm.
Next at bat, gaps it. Oh my god, this time he went the other way with like a great out. Like the pitcher made a great pitch and he went and took it. Holy shit, he's really fast. He actually ended up on second. Oh my god, he just stole third. Oh my god, he knows how to run the bases. He shouldn't have scored on that hit, but he got the jump right.
And diving catch.
Exactly. Then he comes out and oh my god, he just laid out in the field and made another great catch. Oh my god, he just gunned and hosed a dude at second base. Oh my god, he held a guy at second base because he fucking rifled it into third. Like the five tool in baseball really is not there all the time. Like you don't see it as often.
You hear that term too much.
Right, and because some guys are kind of close and they have five decent tools, right? Like they're decent at everything. No. Mookie Betts is great at literally everything he does on the baseball field. Great. It's incredible to watch. Like, he's one of the few dudes that, like I said, he's like Mike Trout, where we always said this about Mike Trout, deservedly so. When like Mike Trout himself being stuck in Anaheim with nobodies was worth the price of admission every time you went to an Angels game. Every time. Mookie Betts is that same guy. You go to the game, and just him alone, one player, is worth the price of admission.
I think he's been so important to the Dodgers, too, just bringing stability to the lineup because Cody Bellinger's still struggling. He's hitting under 200.
He's back, though. He's back now, though.
He's looking better, but he's still struggling. He's still struggling.
That's a lot different, though.
Yeah. Muncy's still struggling a little bit. Like, so for him to bring stability, obviously Pollock and Seager have been really crucial as well. But like Mookie to bring stability with the other MVP struggling a little bit. Max Muncy, who's been so good for the Dodgers at the plate, also struggling. I mean, Bellinger and Muncy are starting to come back together. They're looking a lot better in the last recent days. But like, just to help that continuity, because that lineup is damn deep, man. With Mookie performing the way he is, damn, that lineup's deep.
I would agree. But I do want to shout out the A's for Jake.
I was just about to bring it up. I was just about to do it, baby.
And I do want to talk about the White Sox because they are slowly turning it around and starting to catch up.
That guy, Luis Roberts, is absolutely fucking nuts.
He would have been on my team.
Oh,
would have been on my fantasy team.
Have you seen these play? Because I haven't really been watching too many White Sox games lately. First off, actually, just before we get over it, the A's.
That dude, he's damn good.
The A's are 16-7, which I believe is best record. Okay, Yankees are 16-6, so their second best record in the AL with a second best run differential of plus 33. Only better run differential in the AL is the Yankees at plus 38. My A's futures pick is looking like it wouldn't have been a bad fucking pick. Is all I'm saying.
They're the type of team that's dangerous in a season like this.
Okay, but to what Terrence was saying, he brought up the White Sox, which is very good to bring them up. And Luis Roberts, have you seen these fucking jumps that he gets on the balls in center field? They hit a routine fly ball to Eloy Jimenez in left field, and it was he was Kelly from Bad News Bears. Have anybody ever seen Bad News Bears, especially the old one, with Walter Matthau, where he's just catching all the fly balls like he's not letting anybody else play? Mm-hmm. It was a routine ball to left field, and Eloy didn't even move, and this fool Roberts is like camps under it, grabs it. I couldn't believe it, and he literally doesn't move. It's one of the funniest things, and they were like, "This is incredible that he keeps doing this." And when the announcer said "keeps," let me know it wasn't the first time he's done it. I think it's Kelly Roberts is his name in the movie, but he's Kelly from Bad News Bears. I mean, obviously he hit a ball that left literally 117 mile per hour exit velocity. I think it literally busted through the seat that it hit.
Bro,
like
that
a fucking,
is a missile.
Like a fucking like Cyclops hit it from X-Men. Like, oh my god. I mean, that guy looks crazy good.
I could never pitch and could never play the hot corner. You tripping? Cats is hitting the ball that hard. Hell no.
120 almost? Are you
Hell no, dog.
Are
no
you
way.
Kidding me?
Like, damn, your instincts are crazy at third base.
Man, locked in. You better be locked in.
or you're dead. Like, that is wild.
Or you did.
Like, whoa, that is coming so fast, so hard.
Yeah, I think the
Holy
A's,
gosh.
Jake, are looking great, but Terrence and I we were big on the White Sox as like a kind of a surprise team. And Terrence is right; they're finally starting to put it together. They're just so up and down to me. They'll have like 5 days where they look like as good as the Yankees or A's, and they have 5 days where they look like about as good as the Royals. It's like, what? Where are we? Like, can we,
They don't have no
can we
pitching.
get a little bit more consistency? Yeah, a lot of it rides on Giolito and Cease, and those are really young guys.
Super young, but they're both
All right.
thought to be
Flying
nice.
along, boys. Flying along. We got a lot to cover today. Lot to cover. Big fight night this weekend. 2 legends fought. UFC 252. Stipe DC fight was really awesome. It was really the only fight I actually watched. So I'm gonna let you two dudes take this one away. You guys watch all the fights basically every weekend. I know you guys were locked in on that card. Wherever you guys need to start or want to do, go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Terrence said it was a little underwhelming. I know we talked about it on production day yesterday over the meeting. I kind of wasn't thinking that, but then when he said it, I was thinking, and I was like, yeah, I guess. Like there wasn't even,
just no big name fights on it.
and there wasn't like a signature fight on the card, like outside of the signature fight, and it went the distance, and it was good. But outside of that, like O'Malley would have been really cool to have a good fight there. I thought it was a great, interesting matchup for him, and the injury happens, and that got real controversial because we thought it was non-contact, but then it looks like you said, Cheeto might have hurt him. I guess that what's the next best fight? Was Jairzinho knocking out JDS? That's the second best fight on the card that happened?
Yeah, because that Burns and Pineda fight, that was a knockout too, but I don't know.
What pissed me off about the Burns and Pineda fight was like Pineda fought so good, but Burns literally looked like he spent his whole camp partying, not giving two shits.
Yeah.
And that was
He was
so
that shit.
he walked into that soft ass song, which some guys walk into soft songs, like Davisheli or whatever, the Russian dude that fought Dodson. Like if you heard his walk in song, that shit was creepy. It was like some weird propaganda music. Like I was scared, but like, so like I'm watching Burns walk into like Taylor Swift or something, and he just looked like he didn't care.
He
And I'm
came
like,
in at Taylor?
No, it was something soft. No, it wasn't Taylor Swift. I'm just saying, like, it was something
That's
soft.
hilarious.
And I'm kind of thinking, like, man, he doesn't look like he's really here. And Pineda brought it right to him, and Burns never cared. He looked out of shape, tired, not disciplined. He came in 3 pounds overweight. I mean, I was really disappointed there because that had potential to be a really good fight. And it seemed like all the fights with good potential. Even Jairzinho, like, yeah, he knocked out JDS, but, like, it wasn't really like a heavyweight drama. There wasn't a lot of drama. That's what I was looking for. In a card like that, we want drama. And after you said it, I really thought about it.
The main fight that was going to cause all the drama that they sold the most, he got hurt. Like,
Yeah.
the
It's next to the main fight, yeah.
Yeah, the co-main really was the most fireworks fight that we were going to get on this card. Because Vera was going to bring it to him, and he really did it in the first round. And O'Malley's a knockout fighter, so he was going to bring it to him in that sense as well. And he was going to throw all those extravagant kicks like he always does. But I do believe after looking at that video that Vera did kick him, and that probably did give him some sort of like a dead leg.
I think so
or
too.
whatnot. And that just caused him to roll the shit out of his ankle. I probably should look into it more to see actually what O'Malley's injury is. I don't know if it came out yet. But from what all our Twitter investigation has done and showed up on videos, it does look like he was kicked like high outer thigh, and then it just like hit a nerve and it caused his leg to go numb for a second, which is possible. And he just rolled his ankle.
What do you think about the main fight? You know, DC versus Stipe. How do you feel about what happened and how the fight went?
I just want to finish with that one. I do think the stoppage was smart though for O'Malley.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If it could have got to the second round, actually, I don't know if I should say the stoppage was smart. It was smart in a sense because Herb did already take some friction from letting fights go on longer, and O'Malley did look severely hurt at the time, and he didn't really try to fight. He didn't really even argue it. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's not like O'Malley was mad at the decision, because even when it happened, he just rolled over and winced in pain. So who knows? Maybe he really was severely hurt, and that even that minute in between rounds wasn't going to do anything. It just sucks that he gets his first loss that way, but
Looking into it more, it looked like O'Malley really played possum really well. Like he really played her, and like it was this devastating thing. And I think, like you said, that played into Herb's decision. But having round awareness, the round was almost over. If Herb could have maybe let him walk into the second round, and if Vito immediately takes him down in the second round and like really gets into it, then I could see a quick stoppage. That's where I was kind of frustrated. Like, let's see this guy come out of the corner, and if he can regroup, and then we can get a quick stoppage.
true.
But like you said, O'Malley did such a good job of making everyone around you. I mean, there wasn't a ton of people in the arena, but everyone watching and everyone in the arena, you could feel.
He made you feel like he was hurt.
Made you feel like O'Malley was literally walking on one leg.
Yeah, like he blew his Achilles or something severe like that.
Yeah,
we looked like that.
We immediately said, you said Achilles, and I'm thinking, I didn't think Achilles, but I thought immediately like broken bone in his foot.
Yeah, because it was just the way anytime somebody grabs the back of their foot, it's like, oh shit. But because what made me, probably made her concerned too, is like even when O'Malley was still on his feet, you could see he tried to go for broke and tried to just try to knock him out, and then he planted wrong and went down. Mm-hmm. And it was like, man, he's hurt. Like he just started throwing bombs and then failed, and then the fight was over. So I feel like Herb probably was smart on the stoppage, but the main fight was a good fight. Sucks DC didn't get the right off into the sunset. I feel like that dude's story never gets to end the way it should end. Because like he's not the face of UFC, but he's such a good guy. Like he's a good guy, does everything the right way, but his story just never gets to end with the movie ending, and it's unfortunate.
Me and you talked extensively about the fight a lot in text messages and stuff, and over Xbox and whatnot in the weeks leading up to that fight, and both of us kind of kept saying, and I know I said it a lot, like, it's so Cormier to lose this fight and be on heartbreak. Like he's just a heartbreak kid. Like he's always he's always on heartbreak. It's always something. You always feel for the guy because he's a good dude. Like he's such a great guy. You hear him in the booth when he's not fighting.
He's great at that. I love him.
He's really good at that. And it's like, it's heartbreaking to see him go out like this, but it's just so DC to go out heartbreaking like this. I was bummed at the eye poke. It's part of fights, and it seemed like it really, like DC said.
I can't believe they missed it.
He couldn't see shit.
In his eye.
Bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Stipe, though. Stipe knows he poked his eye, and Stipe didn't rush or anything when the ref didn't call it. He kind of let the round end.
You could feel it.
And like, so, I mean, certain fighters are dirty and will take advantage of that and really go knock a guy out or end the fight right there.
True.
And shout out for Stipe for being aware of the moment and understanding what's at stake here with these two legends and respecting the other fighter across from him. And you could see him just walk it down and let the round end, because Cormier was like, dude, this fool's knuckle deep in there. Like, the hell's going on?
Shit, that's
really changed the fight. Of course, it changed the entire course of the fight.
I don't know. I might kind of want to see it one more time, because that eye poke was so severe and changed the fight so bad. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing it one more time, because it went to a decision. Like,
you're saying like a fourth bout?
A fourth. We could see it, in my opinion, one more time. I don't know if we should, but you could sell it, because it was the eye poke. It went to a decision, and they both knocked each other out.
Right,
so it's like,
if you commit to 4, are you committing to 5 if DC comes out and beats him?
I don't know. It's just getting weird now. Like
now they're 44 and 39 fighting.
It's like
holy hell.
It's Tito or fucking
Couture.
No, Tito. No, it's not Tito.
Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck Liddell. It's Tito and Chuck Liddell now. We're having 30 for 30 on them. But before we get off UFC, well, we're off UFC. I do want to mention, since we were talking about Tatis, just got the update. They are up 6-0, and that man stole third base. So the hell with all your unwritten rules.
Will Myers.
Stop me.
It was 2-2, guys. Don't worry. It was a 2-2 pitch. Will Myers to the grand slam.
Yeah. Stop. If I'm Tatis, I'm telling him, stop me. I'll stop stealing bags and hitting home runs when you stop me.
My man steals third, 6-0 after doing that. Like, yeah, I don't care.
Absolutely.
What any of y'all
I hope he looked right into the Rangers dugout and grabbed his jock strap and so him suck.
He gotta dust himself off like.
Yeah. I'm not here for anything. Yeah.
But yeah, UFC 252 was good, but not as good as I thought. But
it sucked. It wasn't as good as advertised because of the O'Malley, because of the eye poke. Some Alex.
But I don't think O'Malley's all hype, and people are saying like he's this manufacturer. They're trying to make him Conor McGregor. I think O'Malley's legit, even though he didn't really fight anybody up until that point, and Vera was his big fight. But you can't. I don't know, like anybody really saying like Vera beat his ass is like, bro, what were you watching? Like, Vera won the fight.
I would like to see them fight again. Honestly,
yeah, they should
I like again. That matchup.
They don't like each other. They should definitely fight again. Those guys have beef. They should fight again.
Yeah. So I mean, it was okay. It was at least the main fight was good, but I agree. After you said it, I totally was like, damn, it really was an underwhelming card. Like I was so wrapped up. I had made a really great bet on Stipe, and I was kind of wrapped up in my betting on the night, and I kind of rode that. And then when you said that the next day, I was like, yeah, you know what? It really was underwhelming. Not a ton happened. Are you ready to hit the gridiron real quick? I know there's not a lot going on over there.
Yes, sir.
Gridiron time. As always, this podcast is presented by Thrive Fantasy. Football is back, and Thrive Fantasy is here for you, starting with a $10K guaranteed event for the opening Thursday night game, followed by another $20K event on Football Sunday. And as always, the
1,000,000% football is happening. Like my mind has
Never wavered. Told you guys.
Completely changed. Yeah, the way they did testing, and the Rams built like 4 facilities so everybody could work out at the same time because you got to work out in only a certain number. Blah blah blah. It's happening, and also because there's really not too much football news, I feel like this is just my moment to give you my Hard Knocks stuff. So I'm gonna take that moment.
What's going on?
Every year it does it to me every year. You know, they had the Browns on there one year, and I could have sworn Baker Mayfield was going to win MVP, and they were going to win like 12 games. But this is something that I think just Hard Knocks is letting me realize. Anthony Lynn is like at the top of my coaches I want list. Like,
one episode, and all of a sudden we want Anthony Lynn, huh?
Whoa, one episode.
Anthony Lynn's dope.
Oh, he's so dope.
I gotta get Jake one time.
One episode in, and I'm like, Chargers aren't half bad this year, and let me get Anthony Lynn on my team.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the way they do it every year to me. It's
one
crazy.
episode in, and Jacob got the Chargers contending with the Chiefs all of a sudden, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. They do it to me. They do it to me every year.
One episode in, Tyrod Taylor's your quarterback, and you feel good going toe-to-toe with Pat.
Give me a Herbie.
No.
Oh, no. Shut the fuck up, Jake.
Give me Herbie.
Give you Mitch 2.0.
Last year they crushed it for me because they got me Darren Waller, and he was a boss on all my fantasy teams. So Big Baller Waller was my Hard Knocks guy last year. I don't know who it's going to be yet this year because it's a different tale, and there's actually 2 teams. So I don't know who my Hard Knocks guy is that's going to lead me to fantasy glory like Darren Waller did. But fucking watch Hard Knocks. It's so fucking good every time. Football's happening to me. It is. I don't know. We got to start.
It's
we got to
gonna
start
happen.
talking. We got to start talking.
I told y'all last week. They play on a different level. They don't care.
Yep.
Shit got to happen over there.
We got to start talking maybe a little more fantasy, and we got to start getting MVP and division predictions ready. I'm putting the fantasy league together tomorrow for us, so everyone get ready for that email.
Detroit Lions.
I got to get ready to really dive in.
In the North.
My last thing on football,
got a quarterback.
Then I'll let you guys have the mic. I know I'm hogging it right now.
No, you're good.
My boy Gardner Minshew is rocking like this.
Oh yeah, no. We're done here.
He's got this hair.
We're talking about Jags. We're done.
He got the hair coming out the helmet, and it's like it looks like Clay Matthews, like he just puts water on it or something. I'm sorry now. If he's rocking that look, 16-0, baby. Let's go. Give me the trophy now.
He's got a helmet on playing football. It's called sweat.
A mullet and jorts. Give me the fucking trophy now, baby.
That's your quarterback.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. With
looking like another top 5 pick for Jake.
What is it? What's the guy from Napoleon Dynamite? Uncle Tito?
Yeah.
Uncle
Rico.
Uncle Rico. That's what it is.
He looks way more Joe Dirt than he does Uncle Rico. He looks like Joe Dirt.
Yeah, but Rico had the arm, though. You should want Uncle Rico. He had the arm.
Yeah. Throw that ball over the mountains, bro.
That's how I feel about football right now.
I got nothing for the NFL right now.
I'm where I've been for 3 weeks for sure. It's definitely
gonna happen. The only thing I ever gotta say is that the Bears suck. They have no quarterback, and we can just get moving.
We just take this moment to just say fuck the Bears.
With all due respect,
I can tell you this much. I can tell you our quarterback situation is pretty terrible because half of the Bears media I follow are like, Mitch is fucking here to get his job back, and he's this and that. And then the other half is like, Nick Foles looks like the man. And I'm like, you guys are all at the same practice, and we can't figure out who's better. Neither of them are any good. We're in trouble. Like, it's not. Look, I'm scared. I'm so scared of Bears season, dude.
Just run the Wildcat.
Yeah, I'm like, put Cohen back there and run the Wildcat. Let's get weird. Who cares?
You already got a quarterback who runs Wildcat now anyway. Just do it.
Yeah, man.
Mitch. He's a tight
end. I'm still where I've been since we signed Foles. I'm still in Mitch's camp, man. I'm pulling for Mitch. I want the youth. Neither one of them are very good to me, so I'm going with the youth, and hopefully he figures it out. That's kind of where I stand.
If Foles starts, do you use Mitch as a weapon?
No, yeah, as a weapon with the clipboard and water. See if he can get out there faster than the other guys.
You really line that fool up weirdly and like run some crazy trick plays.
I feel like you should run, like if that happens, I feel like you should still use Mitch somehow, because he's athletic.
Yeah, of course. Mitch is. We're like a poor.
He can pass out water
person's,
and towels at the same time, dude.
Yeah,
use that
we're
guy
a poor. Our offense is like the extremely poor version of like a Saints scheme. It's like we like to run cool packages and have guys circling and going everywhere, but then at the end of the day, it all runs through Mitch and it all gets blown up to hell.
This guy said that we run the Chiefs offense, and you look.
I said
Mitch.
poor,
like,
very poor man.
I'm not Pat.
Matt Nagy, was it Matt Nagy, the guy, the first guy there? Matt Nagy came from the Chiefs.
Yeah, he's an Andy Reid disciple.
He definitely runs their offense, just doesn't run their offense.
No, the scheme is there. It's the execution and the player personnel that's tough.
Yeah, he runs the offense, and then he looks at film and it's like, this is not the Chiefs' offense.
Yeah, but football's definitely going to play. That was the ultimate question.
Yep. Stafford for MVP?
No. Definitely no Stafford for MVP. You guys are probably going to be at the bottom of the division, unfortunately. See you there next to us. NCAA.
I just saw a ghost in your house, dude. I'm tripping.
Oh no! I have my friend here. There's no ghost. DJ, my buddy came here. I said you could creep behind the camera if you need to. Like, don't worry about it.
Oh shit! I was like, what?
I saw Terrence looking into the camera like there was a murderer behind me. I was like,
what?
Say something, please.
Zach, are you good?
Zach, do not panic. But there's somebody in your house. Like,
yeah, I was like,
dude, are you safe?
I was like, cool. Call 911. I'm already dead. Like, are you serious, dude?
Blink 3 times if you're good, bro.
NCAA, anything there, guys?
Nah, I got nothing for that.
Nothing much there. It's getting real weird. I saw Justin Fields kind of is putting together a petition to try to get the Big Ten back in playing.
That's just to get ready for the NFL.
We'll see how good that goes. Yeah, we'll see. As far as that, like, let's bring it home. What have we been doing? I've been parlaying my ass off. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, dude. I'm hot right now. I've had some few good days. Definitely tap into my Twitter if you're looking for some damn good plays. I'll tell you guys that much because the intern's been hot.
I finally have a non-dorky, geeky.
Sure.
What have I been watching? It's not.
Are we getting any picks, Zach?
Hit me up on Twitter for picks this week. I'm not going to give them out 2 weeks in a row for you guys. You guys got to hit me up and let me know you're listening if you want my picks.
Ooh, that boy say hit him up. I like it.
And if no one hits me up next week, I'll just give some out again.
There's no superheroes in it. It's not mythical. It's a real life thing that happened.
I'm scared.
I've actually watched this series before, but my roommate hadn't watched it, so we've been watching it. Chernobyl on HBO about the Chernobyl disaster
that
happened in the 80s. Terrence, have you watched it?
I've seen parts of it.
Holy guacamole! First off, it's HBO, so if you're squeamish, definitely don't tune in. You know what I mean? There's some
good gore,
very good gore when they show people dying of radiation poisoning and stuff. But it's an absolute incredible story. About the Chernobyl nuclear power plant that fucking basically just blew the fuck up. And basically we were, really almost hours away from losing a whole continent and really threatening the entire livelihood of the world. It's only 5 episodes and it is insanely good. It beat out Game of Thrones the year it came out for all the Emmys. So just to let you know how much praise it got, that it's not some bullshit.
Show sucks.
It's really fucking good and highly recommended. I finally came with something that doesn't involve comic books.
You can guarantee whatever Jacob brings to the end of the podcast, Terrence is immediately going in on it. Like, it's a guarantee. Jacob tried his hardest to bring some cool shit, and he's like, cool, that show's trash. Like,
no, I was talking about Game of Thrones. That show sucks.
Chernobyl
dope, but Game of Thrones, trash. So, reference that, trash. But I do want to say, I haven't been watching shit. I've been busy, but... Back
good.
to
that's good.
The bubble beef. The bubble beef. The game is popping. It's like 6-point game with 4 minutes to go. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Jay Warren is winning that matchup. He has 24 or something like that. Jimmy has 18.
Do we get like a scuffle between the two in the series at some point?
If the basketball gods blessed us, I would love that.
I know we tweeted it from the other.
But why? Like, why when Porzingis can't even get in a guy's face and get thrown out? Like, give me 90s basketball. Like, I think it was Van Gundy and Mark Jackson that said it best. Like, if they had a bubble in the 90s, fades would have going up. Like, fades would have happened in the hotel room. And that's facts.
Yeah, Mark Jackson.
Late-ass card games.
Yeah, they said card games till 5 a.m. and someone fading at 6. I was like, dang.
And then practice at 8.
Yeah.
And everybody made it. Those dudes was different.
Man, this is going to be the series where the double standard with Tex gets exposed because you're going to get some scuffles in this, and you're going to have a refereeing crew that like lets it slide more in this series, and that's where the KP double standard is going to really get exposed, in my opinion, because eventually now that word's out that everyone's mad about the soft text, they're going to start letting it go a little more, and just like we said, letter of the law is going to get really skewed to NBA officials.
That's true. Very true.
Is it my turn to tell you guys what I've been doing? What I've been watching?
What have you been watching?
I'm finally catching up on Ozark.
You said that last week.
I know, I'm still catching up on it, but it's been like crazy new developments in the story since last time. There's like this 20-year-old dude that's having like a sexual relationship with like this 65-year-old lady, and it's like just repulsive, and it's like gnarly to the storyline. It's insane. So I've definitely still been on that. And I finally got the show on my PS4, so I'm thinking about finally tapping into that eventually.
Oh, nice.
Oh, whoa. I got one more thing to say because I just keep reading that notifications. Lance McCullers rips Joe Kelly. Says Joe Kelly was scared of Carlos Correa during that altercation.
Run it. Run it. Lance, you bring your ass too and bring Carlos. Run him.
Just sanction a charity boxing match. Cats ain't down.
Joe, you go grab someone else. Joe, you go grab one of our guys. Lance, you take fucking Carlos.
Who do you pick off the Dodgers?
To fight Carlos?
No, Joe's fighting Carlos.
Like, who's your tag team partner if you're Joe?
Yeah.
He gets to bring someone.
It's a tag team fade.
Yeah, because it's going to be Carlos and Lance versus...
Well, I need somebody big because Carlos is way bigger than Joe. So
I want, like, Blake Trinan. That fool's a machine.
Blake Trinan actually might be a really good pick.
He's huge. He looks like a monster. And he's, like, got a little country in him. He looks like he could take a punch.
I definitely would pick Blake Trinan. That's not a bad pick at all, actually.
I'm like, okay, Zach, I don't even know where I want to go anymore because I feel like I just nailed it.
Dude, he looks like he's going to take a good punch to the face. Or Corey. Corey's got that block face. You know,
Corey Seager's made of glass. Fuck no. You're going to tear his ACL hopping in the ring.
I think you're right, Zach, with Trinan, honestly. Like,
maybe Max Muncy.
See how scary he looks?
He's husky. Max Muncy's like a husky motherfucker. He might be okay.
You put every Dodgers face, their little profile pick up, right? And you ask you who can take the best punch. I guarantee you're going to say Blake Trinan.
Yeah,
that dude looks like he eats punches for fun.
I'm looking at the roster right now. Yeah, I'm probably going to pick Blake Trinan because the rest of these cats, I feel like
Lance is like 5'10". Go ahead, Lance. You and Carlos come over here. We're going to run those.
Yeah, we're going to have to swap the fade. It's going to have to be Lance and Joe got to go.
Let's see.
Joe's never going to tap in. Trinan's going to grab them both and butt their heads together like coconuts. Like
6'5". Oh, this fool's
I'm telling you, he's a big old dude from the middle of the country. He takes fades for fun.
All right, wait. Let me look at the Astros. Let's
put
this
Saturday
in
night fade out in the cornfield.
Yeah.
Let's put this in perspective. How big is Joe Kelly?
Joe's small. Joe's
like
5'9".
6'1", like 120. Like, dude's skinny as hell. Blake might pick up Joe as a weapon. Like,
why is this one not on the roster? It's because he's just mini?
Yeah, because they're scared to put his height and weight out there. He's so damn skinny.
That's stupid. Whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll say he's like 6 foot, and then let's go to Houston.
Right now. Correa's like 6'4".
Damn, I would not think Correa is that big.
Joe's 6'1".
6'1", what's his weight?
105. No.
What listed at 190?
Hell no.
That's what
6'4", 215 is Correa. 6'4", 215. That's a big dude.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued to see him lock with Trinan. Got to get this going.
Like McCullers might be a little big too. 6'1", 205.
Yeah, Joe and McCullers got to fight.
Right. That's the first bout, and then the main event is Blake and Carlos.
Low key, I feel like Blake might clean them both up.
That's why I said Blake gonna clean them both up, and Joe gonna still be there laughing, making memes.
He said Blake's gonna clean them both up. That's so fucking easy.
225.
That's a big dude. Where is he from?
Got to be like South Carolina. Like, the sticks. That's all his location says. Like.
Where's this dude from? Wichita, Kansas.
Run them. Yeah, run them all day.
Friday night fade out in the cornfield with the boys.
You don't want no part of that.
Couple of fucking
his Wikipedia
PBRs.
says this is his personal life for Wikipedia. Trinan is married to Katie and owns a bulldog named Max. Trinan is a devout Christian. Yeah, he'll fight you.
Hell yeah. He gonna fight you, take you to church, tell you you're sorry, and make you a steak. Like he gonna give you the whole Southern treatment. They just like it's just gonna be terrible.
Oh, that's jokes.
It's not any good at all.
I'm so done with this week. I'm so done.
Oh man. Anything other than that? You guys we
I've tapped out.
All right,
I've tapped.
You know how to bring it home, Terrence.
It's the other team, Mamba Feather.